What is up, Ryan Maxwell? Welcome to the green room. Have a seat. Listen to some music. We'll be with you in a moment. As usual, Wipeout is playing for your listening pleasure. Got a surprise. So for once, and make the title card, and it's going to work in our favor because you know what's going to happen, and I'm not going to tell you until it's time. So just sit and wait. Okay, people, here we are in the green room, getting lots of warnings from YouTube, so I hope the stream stays good. It looks okay. See what happens. Yeah, here we are, guys. It's the green room. Didn't know if we were gonna have a show tonight because it's our anniversary. Made it back in time, so here we are. Got a little bit of a show for you. It's a little bit on theme. I was looking through all the interrogation footages and all the suspects and the criminals that I want to look at, and it's like, what would be on point for an anniversary? And all right, this one will do. You guys don't know what that is, but you will soon. Don't you worry about that. Wipeout is what we're listening to for the moment, and soon what is up, Tony? Unofficial semi-sponsor of the show, ADL Bath Bombs. Go check them out. Just messing with the settings here to make sure that it says it's fine. I'm worried because YouTube keeps saying, oh, hey, well, there's a problem with your thing. And it doesn't look like it, but as usual, there's always a problem with my thing. Anyway, that being said, it is about time to get started, so listen to this.
Dog. Cat. Mouse. Turtle.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Welcome to the show. My name is Dave. This is FFOP Radio. It's Friday night. We're having another live show. Welcome. Krista, my co-host and producer, is over there off camera.
Hi, hashtag Viagra.
Hashtag Viagra.
Because your thing's always messed up.
Oh, well, messed up, yes. Not up in the Steven kind of way. Anyway, that being said, hey, what's going on, guys? Full disclosure, it's mine and Krista's 10th anniversary.
Yep.
So I didn't know if I was going to feel like doing anything tonight. Here we are. So I was like looking, like I was saying in the green room, looking through my footage, and I go, oh, who can we do? I was like, okay, is it time to do Stephen Warren, who dissolved his ex-wife in a big old thing of acid? I took a pass on him, mostly because we'll do him eventually, but like the first, it feels like the first eternity is just the detective talking at Stephen Warren for the longest time. And I'm like, thank you.
Thank you.
Didn't go with that. I was looking at some other stuff. I was like, maybe now it's time for Justin Ross Harris. And I was like, nah. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to do the flip side of the Gypsy Rose coin. Since it's our anniversary, we're going to be going over Nicholas Godejohn's interrogation footage.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so
Poor
sad.
guy.
This poor rube. Anyway, we're skipping ahead a little bit. I've already watched about 6 minutes and 30 seconds of it just to get past the
Demographics.
the demographics, and he's just now signing the the Miranda warning sheet or whatever, because it could be a card, it can be a sheet, it can be whatever. So I purposefully didn't show you what happens before this exact moment, because she immediately treats him like a child, because he's basically a child. He's got the intellect of a child. He's sitting here and we'll get into it. We're about to get into it, obviously, but this poor doofus, so sad. And a couple of things too, like this is like with not with most, but with some interrogations out there, this is the footage being played in court, filmed on like a handy cam by someone in the courtroom. That's how Justin Ross Harris's is too, and there are some that are just like that. She got a deal. But so the audio quality is going to be a little dicey.
Hashtag Dave Wipe.
You like that?
Have you guys ever covered the story of Cynthia Sabaka, the crazy grandma who killed her son-in-law?
No, that doesn't ring a bell. But there are so many weird family cases out there. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks.
There's so many words. There are a million to get to, and I'm kind of sad because the channel that we're watching this from now, Interrogations, one of my favorite channels for raw footage, hasn't touched it in over a year. So I want you guys to go subscribe to them so they'll go and put more up here. Anyway, here's comes a nice wipe. There you go. And so again, this is Nicholas Godejohn, Gypsy Rose's first boyfriend, who, the patsy.
Yeah.
They always make us sign them too. That's fine.
I'll watch it, Ryan.
He's
You said
left-handed.
I could call you Nick, right? Yep. All right. All right. So I guess you have a lot of questions for me. You've been waiting to speak with me, right? That's what they said.
At least, I think I lost track of me.
Okay, so I want to answer your questions, but I kind of want to ask you some questions first. Is that okay? And then we can maybe take turns. Like I'll ask you some questions, you can ask me some questions.
Turnsies.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay.
His shirt is very distracting because of the part that's black. I'm like, is he missing part of an arm?
He's got a blanket on partially, so that's why he looks a little weird. But you can already tell by the energy in the room that they sent in like this happy-go-lucky blonde detective. She's offering no aggression. He is putting up zero resistance, and it's just going to be... It's going to feel like an interrogation that you would see in like an SVU episode where like they get the special, what are the psychologists for a kid? They got like put crayons in front of them and stuff.
They put him in the kids' room.
It's and again, he's away for the rest of his life, so nobody gave a shit along the way. So it's all just like with hindsight, like, oh, that sucks.
Godejohn Gate 2024.
This poor bastard.
Okay. So you said your name is Nicholas.
Yes.
And what is your middle name?
It's Paul.
Paul. And what is your last name?
It's Godejohn.
And how do you spell that?
Godejohn?
It's Jodejohn.
Okay.
He calls it Godejohn.
You said how old are you now?
I'm 26.
26. Where'd you go to high school at?
I went to high school at Nathan Hale. High school was in West Dallas, Wisconsin.
Okay. So you haven't always lived where you live at now?
Nope.
How long have you lived in Big Bend?
Like, to bring up locales, I obviously have to do. He reminds me a little bit of like an amalgam of the White Bowser and Cyrax, like squished together. Like he's got the little tiny goblin body of Cyrax and he's got the voice of White Bowser a little bit. But it's just like so sad that he's just sitting here like, oh yeah, happy-go-lucky, like going away for the rest of his life.
20 months.
Oh, so before that, where did you live?
I lived in Waukesha.
Okay. Is that a city or a county or?
It's a city.
City.
Don't you live
Is that
here?
a big city?
It's city of Waukesha. This is obviously the county of Waukesha, so yeah.
So they have a county named that and a city named that? I bet that gets confusing.
Oh, not me, because I'm actually learning from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, how many times a day are you just like, which Waukesha?
Where
Like,
am I?
Those poor fucking Wisconsin residents.
We don't knock SVU. I was staying at my aunt's a few weeks ago and we watched a lot of SVU. It was a relief after watching Netflix documentaries. Hey,
Yo,
we
I'm
love
not knocking
SVU.
SVU is one of my top 10 favorite shows. So yeah, it's not a knock. Like I fucking love SVU.
Yeah, we will rewatch all the way up until
When
Stabler leaves.
Like that's when it dies for me.
Yeah.
Like
We tried watching when Mariska Hargitay was like the chief or
it's
the captain. I
whatever.
mean,
the problem is that when whatever, all sitcoms or whatever eventually do this. Like it was a great formula show. Like we just knew that Stabler had a rocky marriage with a bunch of kids because he was like a hard luck Catholic and they're poor and he can't quit crapping out kids for some reason. You know, Olivia was never going to get married. She would have a crappy date here or there along the way, yada, yada, yada. That's all we needed. We didn't need all their personal lives. When Elliot left, it's like, oh, the blonde girl has a gambling problem, and the blonde dude has a thing, and this girl has this, and now I don't give a fuck about them.
yeah.
Do the thing.
And then Stabler got his own show and then professed his love for Olivia.
Whatever. Like, that's the problem with humans is like we want to fucking keep every story alive long past a satisfying conclusion. And then if it isn't a satisfying conclusion, we'll reboot it 3 or 4 times, a la the Ghostbusters possibly, till we finally get it right. And at the end, we'll be like Halloween where there's 10 piles of shit for every one that you can go like, yeah, it wasn't so bad.
No.
No kids?
No kids.
Okay. As you can imagine, we talked to Gypsy a lot tonight.
Because it's been quite a ways.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So we talked to her, and she told us a whole bunch of stuff that's happened.
She basically threw you so far under the bus that it was a line of buses, and it was the last one that actually clipped you with its back tire.
Yeah.
To you guys, and so I kind of just want to talk to you and
He was like an organized crime
Yeah, it's a
thing. It's like, who
non
cares?
SVU, and it's like, why did he go to that?
Right, Ryan. The new one's good, but the problem is when you've got 9 plugs in this series now, and here's the problem. I want to talk about the new Ninja Turtles. Now is not the right venue or the time. I'm a little disappointed.
start from the beginning, maybe like how you guys met or whatever. You know, can we
Just tell me about the murder or why you did it.
It was a site called ChristianForDatingFree.com.
Okay.
Christian for Dating 3.
Yeah, it's for
Free.
It's
Oh.
meant to be free.
So you
I feel like all Christian dating sites should be free, right?
Christian
like the Lord
Mingle,
could
I think,
pick up
is-
that tab.
I met a couple others before I met her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what
The
was-
gypsy was evil Knievel jumping over the Greyhound buses that she threw Nick under.
Right. That's the thing. That's exactly right. An apt analogy. It was as if Gypsy was Evil Knievel on the Harley, and like she's dragging Nick on like 30 feet of rope behind him, so that when she jumps her ass over, like she gets clipped, whatever. She falls off and like breaks her shoulder, and she goes, "I'm still going to Disneyland after I get out of jail in like 3 minutes."
Yeah, right.
And there's poor Nick smashed to a blob, and they scoop him into a bucket and pour him into a cell, and they go, "Smell you later." Actually, never.
Yeah.
Turtle disappointed. It is a real thing. I was turtly disappointed. Not turtly disappointed.
So that one we watched was the newest movie?
Yeah, Mutant Mayhem.
Oh.
It like totally retcons everybody's origin.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, they act like teenagers." I don't give a fuck about that. Like, great. Cool. They act like teenagers now. Except like Splinter's no longer Splinter. Bebop and Rocksteady have no lore. There's no such thing as the Shredder. Like, it's just Baxter Stockman and TCRI, whatever. And Baxter Stockman isn't even a thing.
No, he made all of them.
We can't. It's not the time. Stop talking about it, Matt.
It was where it actually had her name as I was reading this.
What is her name?
Her name is Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy Rose.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what was your name whenever she was talking to you?
Her name was Godejohn.
Dix
And the
Humwell?
hospital I was online, so-
Okay. So you had your name and then she had her name.
Yep.
And then
You guys both had
met
names,
on
that's
there.
good. Oh, man.
And so once you met
You guys probably really connected on the fact that you guys both had names. Go on.
on there, what happened?
We,
Lord, here we
got
go.
closer on there, and we connected more and more.
I mean, maybe Ryan. I mean, I would watch the 2007 TMNT again if I'm gonna like just
Waste 90 minutes.
like not give a shit about like the core of the Ninja Turtles. I'll watch the 2007 one because at least that takes place in the same universe. It's not like, oh, who's the Shredder? What?
Splinter watched fucking karate videos to learn self-defense.
Like, imagine if instead of like Batman, like in the Batman, the Tim Burton movie, right? Like it wasn't the Joker, like because they retconned that. It wasn't the Joker killing, like, and that was a
Harley
nice
Quinn
change.
instead.
No, but that was a nice change because it was just some random person who shot.
Right.
But like to make the Joker kill Bruce Wayne's parents, like that's a nice change. To be like. Because that was adding lore, right? You say, well, now the Joker definitely has like a lineage.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some dumb fuck and like he decided to fight crime and then here comes the Joker. This was like the opposite of that. They had the lineage of the Shredder, who they completely wiped out. They had Bebop and Rocksteady, who had like a reason to give a shit, like to hate the Turtles. And it's just like, well, what if we just had Terry Crews act all fucking slick and shit?
Yep.
Not like I told you I was going to talk
Not
about
the
it.
time.
We are comfortable where we about like I don't know how to explain it. It's like the way that we clicked is it made it seem like we somehow just knew we were right for each other.
Okay.
So we like what was it like 4 days? I have to say 4 days later we started a relationship together.
The easily manipulatable are, they'll be like, oh, it was meant to be. It felt like it was meant to be, obviously, because like, what are his defenses?
One of those committed ones.
Okay.
In a relationship.
To each other, committed to each other. So you were on there looking for other people and she wasn't looking for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then, so did you guys start communicating in other ways other than that website?
Like sign
You're a
language?
couple now.
Yeah, we tried to do a site called meetme.com,
Okay.
but that is confusing.
This does sort of harken back to an interesting, because now you can basically grab anybody anyway. Facebook Messenger or Instant Messenger on AIM or Twitter, your direct, everywhere you can find someone. There's some way to get a direct message to them. And like, I lived in a time where like, if you didn't know somebody's phone number, you couldn't call them. It was like tough shit.
Yeah.
Like, you would find somebody, like maybe you could find someone's personal website and have a picture of them or like on their MySpace or whatever.
Right. Yeah, you need to have their landline number, their home phone number.
Yeah, you go, how do I get in contact? Oh, we are watching, Melissa, is the Nicholas, his name is Godejohn.
Godejohn.
Nicholas Godejohn. This is Gypsy Rose's boyfriend who took the lion's share of the shit for Dee Dee's dispatching.
There's so many, I have so many friends on there.
Okay.
And then, other than that, what else was there? There was, they did do Facebook for a little while, too.
Facebook, okay. And what is your name on Facebook?
It's my name is Interrogation.
Okay, and how about hers?
That's another thing that's kind of annoying, and it feels like what Nintendo did to all video games, where like on MySpace, you could have your name be whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
So that was a relevant question back when MySpace was a thing. Like, well, what's your MySpace handle? Because mine was never my name. But like, unless you're really committed to just being an idiot so no one can find you or whatever, you got a fake name. It's your name on Facebook.
Yeah.
But like to this day, people will be in interrogation rooms 2024. They would go, "What's your name on Facebook?" And they go, "It's
My name.
my name on Facebook." Like, that's it. That's all I do. That's what Facebook does. You can't
Well,
be like,
actually, she got rid of hers recently.
I'm on a business page. I'm not a business murderer.
I don't know how much she told you. I hope she told you everything that I do know also. Apparently from what she told me, her mom kicked her out of her house.
Okay.
So she texted me to pick her up.
Okay.
And what happened was I got on a bus about a day later, about in the afternoon of that day.
Okay.
And then I got back to, what was it? I believe it was Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
That's where it is.
Something that strikes me is like, it's like the bizarro version of like the go get 'em attitude. Like, have you ever felt bad about yourself because you just couldn't get something done? Like, you're like, I don't have the means, I don't have the money, I don't have the knowledge or whatever. And then you just look at Gypsy Rose, and she was able to find someone on like a Christian dating site, and to get them onto a bus. They didn't even have a car. Like, she didn't luck into someone who had a car.
Right.
She had to find Nick here to get on a bus, and like it's just. I don't know, call it ingenuity necessarily, but like if you want something, it'll happen if you just start doing stuff toward it.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not even like this was a master manipulation type situation. Again, like, Gypsy was able to manipulate the people around her because she was taught by the best. Like, her mom was milking charity organizations dry. But, leaving a digital footprint a mile long.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's just it's bonkers.
I'm all loopy for weeks away.
Okay.
So long. Springfield, Missouri. As soon as I got there, I walked straight to a hotel, and then I let her know that it was at the hotel.
Okay. So you got there on a bus. What kind of bus was it?
It was a Greyhound bus.
Okay. So you got to Springfield, Missouri on a Greyhound
What
bus.
other kind of bus would it be to
Like-
go through like state lines?
There's probably, like, Coach may do that, but, like, there are some things that are just like ribbons of fudge in a true crime Sunday. And like Publix is a layer, Greyhound buses are a layer, like the 4K televisions when you buy your Walmart murder kit are a layer. Like, there are just some things that just reappear, and yet they thrive in spite or despite, whichever one is correct, of the reason that they are so infamous.
Right.
Like like maybe you know about this, maybe not. The Manitoba bus killing, where like the dude literally just butchered a dude, like had body parts, like his tongue and stuff in his pocket, like he ate part of him and everything. Nothing good ever happens like on a Greyhound bus. Like, all the lolcows, they're moving all over the U.S. with Greyhound buses. It's just a dangerous place to be.
And you walked straight to a
Classic.
And that's in Springfield, Missouri?
Yep.
Okay, so you get off the bus and you walk straight to Days Inn. What kind of clothes are you wearing?
This.
Jeez. I don't have that good of a memory.
Okay.
I can't remember.
What are you wearing?
It's wearing my Jordache jeans, my Tommy Hilfiger shirt, my Von Dutch cap.
Jeans or shorts or something?
I'm always wearing these clothing.
Athletic clothing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get off. Do you have luggage with you or anything?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of luggage do you
I
have?
had my clothing.
Okay.
Since I wasn't sure how long I was going to be there.
Yeah.
What kind of luggage did you have,
Nick?
Nick?
When I got there, to where I wanted to find her as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because I knew she was wandering the streets.
Okay.
So I brought, like,
The camera keeps playing tricks. It looks like his hand is like a corpse hand sometimes and like a pale, like albino chimp hand.
it wasn't a duffel bag.
Like I keep wanting to make wishes on it. Like it's a monkey's paw.
Can confirm my dad and his dad both drove for Greyhound for 25 years each. So many horror stories
There
I
you
can
go.
share.
Like
I'm
that's
sure.
the thing. Like, you know, everybody talks shit about flying because they're now like buses in the sky, but like the buses that are on the ground, like, are just proportionally worse. Like, hello, like, yikes.
I'll drive, thank you. My car.
Well, you know, whatever. They're just, but that's the moral of the story is there's nothing beyond your reach. Like if Gypsy can get someone from Christian Mingle to come and kill her mom, like if you have a dream, you could probably get it,
Yeah.
right? Like it probably doesn't need to end in murder and involve the manipulation
Right.
of the
If
mentally
you have a dream
subnormal.
of murder, I mean, you should probably just.
Don't. But
Don't.
like anything else, like you could probably just do. Like there are so many people. Whatever. I'm one of them who goes like, oh, how can I get this done? And I look at Gypsy who goes like, you know, after years of fake medical treatments and shit, she's one day she's like, I'm gonna get this done, and she did. You know. So I mean, I can see why her fans like her for her stick-to-itiveness.
Okay, what color?
Her resolve is good.
And black.
Okay. Was it like a Nike or Adidas or?
I'm an Under Armour man.
Who the hell cares? It's Reebok.
Marble. You know the.
Hey, Reebok makes a good shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what kind of it is.
PSA. If you have a dream about murder, don't do it.
So you're excited, you want to see her, so then what do you do?
I texted her, and then she, there's obviously a lot of, like, free public Wi-Fi spots around there, so.
Okay.
I don't know where she texted me from, but she was able to find somewhere to text me from.
Okay.
And after that,
Oh, wow. Ryan's dad drove celebrity charters, including the Beach Boys, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Whoa.
Grace Kelly, and a busload of Secret Service agents in a Jimmy Carter
Whoa, Jimmy
motorcade.
Carter and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just made a bunch of money. He sold all his. Not that this is important, but it's I guess relevant. I just saw he sold all of his like trophies and medals and stuff. He raised like $2.8 million for like boys and girls homes or whatever. Which like at one point at some part of me I go, whoa, how cool! Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like he's still around, selling shit to benefit kids, but like 15 years ago, he probably could have got like 6 million. So don't sit on that shit. Like they're just awards. Like we already know you did it. Like sell them sooner, maybe. You know, whatever.
sure,
He's the only one who had the duck to get on the bus.
Oh, I believe it. He's a fucking huge
So you're
dude.
texting from your phone?
Yeah.
What is your cell phone number?
It's 262 501 9008.
Let's try calling him.
Hey, Nick.
Gypsy will answer because she took his phone number.
Yeah, that's something to remember him by.
Is it like Yahoo Messenger or what?
Yeah, it's one of the messenger things they use texting for.
So you can, from your phone, you can send her a message to that, and then she can send you a message.
Is that how messaging works?
Okay.
What year is this?
It's not 2006 and you're not sitting in front of Dustin McFetcher. She's like, I'm just a big dummy. Now, what's this? What does AOL even stand for? Like, bitch, this is like modern day, you know? In the movie version of this shit, it would say present day right before you saw this. So going like, now these computer doohickeys, like, they run off of steam?
Technology.
So she's telling you that she's got kicked out, you're coming here, and you're coming to see her, and you're going to find her? Is that what you're telling me? Okay. And so
Pull
you
up
guys start
Skype like
communicating
salmon.
that, and then what happened?
Yeah, pull up
And
Skype.
then,
Another great way to contact people.
10th is when I was able to actually get her to meet me.
Okay.
What happened was I told her exactly where I was on the
Exactly.
what road it was and everything else with the actual
I pinned my
hotel.
location.
And after that, she didn't really text me for a long time. I was confused on why.
Okay.
And then as I'm going outside my
How
hotel
long's a
room,
long time?
I'm going into her.
Okay.
As I'm trying to go get an actual soda.
Okay. So you're going to get a soda and just run right into her?
It was right on the same level that my hotel room was.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then I realized it's her, so I'm like, okay, I guess I opened my door back up, and then because apparently she packed because she knew her mom didn't take her out.
Okay.
And I had to bring all of her clothes and everything else back into my hotel room, so this way she...
The fact that he's such an open book and like gets to the details of the murder later with such candor, she must have been like, God damn, why did I waste the first 45 minutes being like, so what was in your suitcase? Like, you a Crest or a Colgate man? Like, oh, what the fuck?
had somewhere to put it.
Okay.
And then after that, I asked if she wanted to get a soda with me, and then she...
How many pairs of dry socks did you pack there, Nick?
It was on a vending machine that was outside
Okay.
that the hotel usually
Okay.
provides.
And then what happened?
And then...
I put the money into the vending machine, and those Giardardi's mustard pretzels came out, and I opened them, and I started eating them. Okay, then what happened? I continued eating them until the bag was extinguished, and I placed the bag in a trash receptacle.
I mean, I'll give him that he like.
We're not even to the part of the story where he meets Gypsy yet. Like,
Yes, he is.
They texted.
She
Did they meet
he
already?
literally
Maybe I
just
missed
said
that
she wasn't texting him, and she showed up on the same floor
Oh,
as him,
thank
so she
God.
had to carry her stuff into her room. into his
Whew, I
room.
thought we were still
Sweet
pre-Gypsy.
Lord.
It's hard to keep track of this. Number one, it's hard to hear. Number two, like, Jesus, stop asking so many stupid. Get to the murder.
Me and her pretty much stayed inside the hotel for pretty much the entire time for my... Because the thing is, it was my bus ticket. It was a round trip. So at first I thought I'd be able to get her back since she wanted to move in with me, obviously. That's just when she's up here. But when she...
That's him now.
told me that me and her actually went to the bus
Yeah, if
station.
you pull up a picture of me, he's got that huge beard. He's had that for a while. I've seen him, but like, what's it?
He doesn't look bad with the beard, but like,
I know he's just like a sad-looking slow kid. Like, he's the kind of guy you'd see at the end of the grocery store checkout bagging shit. Like, just a happy-go-lucky sort of dude who, if he hadn't have just, like, let Jesus take the wheel and steer him toward Gypsy, he'd be, whatever, stock boy of the month.
yeah.
He's a fucking, he's probably like, I don't want to say this, but it's probably true. Since he's so slow, I bet the other prisoners mostly probably treat him like a pet.
Yeah, they probably. I mean, maybe they just leave him alone. I mean,
Right, but not knowing because like a quiet guy who you don't know, like a white collar criminal, they just gonna fucking throw him in there. They'll leave him alone. Like Nick is gonna be the kind of dude who's gonna be like the puppy who runs up to everybody and be like, "Oh hey,"
Yeah.
and like everybody is just gonna he's gonna be just like Ernest in Ernest Goes to Jail, and Lyle is going to look out for Ernest. I don't know who is
Looking out for
Nicholas's
him.
Lyle here, but I guarantee there's a big beefy dude around there, making
yeah.
sure that he gets to skip through the prison yard chasing butterflies unmolested.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Probably got a celly that watches out for him.
I think you can have a beard in prison. You can do whatever you want. Like,
Give
you just
yourself
have to,
tattoos.
yeah, like you could. Well, no, that's against the rules. But like once it's done, they can't.
So what are they
stop.
gonna
Like,
do?
But like the beard thing, I think that's totally fine. Because it's like as long as you stay
Yes.
clean and don't smear shit all over yourself, they're probably just like whatever.
You just can't. I don't know if you can have razors to like.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they're shaved people in prison.
Okay.
So after that, I did it. I got it removed for pretty much nothing. It was great.
Okay.
And then I helped her with her custody afterward.
Okay. Did you give her money for it, or?
No, I paid for her.
Oh, okay. And then
Oh,
what?
And then
a paper route.
because the one that was I had to change,
Uh-huh.
because of that one was changed, we ended up going back to the hotel
Okay.
just to rest,
Okay.
pretty much. And we ordered food, and we were pretty much just resting there because we didn't know what else to do.
Where did you order food from?
One place.
It'll come up later, and I'll bring it up when it comes up later too. But like the tone of voice where she just said, "Where did you order food from?" She'll later use that same tone of voice to ask him if he placed his penis anywhere on Gypsy's mother or in her mouth. And she's going to ask it as if she's asking Todd Colehep what kind of like cold cut combo what's he want on it, you know?
Place was Domino's.
Okay, and they delivered it to your room?
Yep.
Okay, so Domino's
Wow.
delivered to your room, and where else?
She's like the Lady Hillhauser, but she's like not as blown away by shit. Like she's just short of like, wow, Domino's sent a pizza and they delivered it to your room. Wow, that's another example of Wisconsin's gold.
And the other was Papa John's.
Papa John's, okay. And then, did they both deliver on the 11th?
What?
Oh, okay, so
They
when
were on separate days.
Okay.
One time was on the 10th,
okay.
and the other was on the 11th, and I went and I had to.
Yeah, she's
eat on the
hungry.
12th because that's what
This pizza schedule is very important.
Grace scheduled mine and hers.
Every time these motherfuckers bring up food, it makes me hungry. Like, not the Subway thing, obviously. Like, give a shit about that. But these motherfuckers are like start talking about pizza or like bring in pizza. Every time, like, I watch Sokol's footage, I want to smash that motherfucker in the face and eat a pizza.
Yep.
Store.
Okay.
We were able to get the bus, but after we got on the bus, we had trouble getting all the way up here, pretty much because the bus in Chicago, it was full, so we had to wait for a second bus,
Okay.
and yeah, it was frustrating.
Yeah, at least you guys were together, huh?
Yeah, I agree.
That's good.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. So did you guys go out anywhere to eat?
We were thinking about doing it, but we figured it was safe because my mom, she's worry-free. She, if she knows that I'm in another state, she's going to apparently, from what she told me, she was a basket case while I was down there.
Okay.
Because she was so worried about me.
You know, and now that he's saying that, this sort of feels like a hair's breadth away from like if Chris Chan found someone who wasn't a troll on a dating site who wanted to involve him in a murder, he probably would have done it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody like a real person who was like just on a Christian or whatever dating site and they stumbled across Chris Chan, same thing. He would have gotten his Sonichu mobile and driven across the country and bludgeoned someone to death, probably.
But she told me to stay in the hotel, and that's pretty much why I did it.
Okay.
She was just,
What she told you to?
yeah, she feared for my sake.
Okay. Okay.
But, like,
So,
why?
Then you guys get on the bus and then you guys get yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ride a Greyhound each time you went?
Yeah,
Away
yeah,
to buses?
there was no other bus.
That's how round tickets work, bitch. Like if you buy a ticket and you fly out on Southwest, then you'd be like, hey, it's Air Alaska on the way back. No, a round ticket means like you stay there. It's the same thing. Like, right? Hello.
So where's the bus station stop at here?
Here it stopped in Milwaukee.
What does
Okay.
email stand
and then How
for?
did you get from Milwaukee to your house in Big Bend?
My mom picked us up.
Oh, okay. So then would you call mom and say, hey, we're here, come pick
Yeah,
us up?
yeah.
And so was that the first time that your mom ever met your girlfriend?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess she's your girlfriend.
This bitch's detective skills are off the
Yeah.
chart.
She's so good.
So when your mom picked you up, that's how you got from point A to point B?
Yep.
You just asked and answered the question, right, detective?
Or did you
Yeah,
just,
she is. Yeah, she
did
is.
you love her?
Oh, do I love her?
You love her a lot?
I was bummed my eyes out waiting for this moment to where I can talk to you.
Okay.
And I was so worried about her.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I think she loves you too.
That's what's so sad too, is like he's genuinely smitten with her, and like he talks about her and brings her up and like brings her up not only as like just a point of contact, but like as a point of concern where he's like, I am worried about Gypsy. Whereas not once did Gypsy say anything about
No.
Nicholas.
No. The only thing she was like, it's always here too.
Like, yeah, or like, I think he killed, it wasn't like his name didn't come up until the mom was, for all intents and purposes, the elephant in the room was let out of the bag. Your mom's dead. And
Yeah.
then she's like, well, yeah, now Nick can enter
Yeah.
the picture. This is fucked.
Yep.
we spoke to her and for a long time. And I'm kind of thinking maybe she loves you a little more than you love her. Because you're sitting here telling me things that
Not debatable.
I know are true. And then she's sitting here telling me things that are true. And if you really love her, I don't think that you would want her in that situation. Okay?
That's like a gun loving a slug. Not a slug like an animal, but like the slug that comes out of a bullet, right? The gun will find another bullet in this metaphor. The gun will go through a billion bullets over the course of its life. So what is one bullet to it? But that bullet is going to feel very enamored with that gun because it's going to be its whole existence.
Situation that she's in right now. And so we're going to go down two paths here, okay? And that is just you're going to have to be honest with me. Because if you love her, if you love Gypsy,
You'll go to jail for
you're not
life.
going to let Gypsy
Why isn't she
get in
talking
trouble
about pencils and
without you
snowballs?
being there to help.
She obviously didn't go to Detective Preschool's version of the Re technique as produced by Fisher Price.
Okay?
It's like, my son has a little kitchen play set that has like a little plastic card. On one side, it's like a little grocery list that's just pictures. It's like milk, broccoli, all this. On the other side, it's like cleaning products. Like, that's like the visual aid they handed out with the Reed technique. On the one side, it's like a snowball. It's like small, and then a big
Pick
one down the
one.
hill, and he goes, oh, and he flips it over, and it's the pencil and the eraser. He's like, right in this pocket.
Yeah, with the Miranda
And
rights.
so what you need to know is that Gypsy told us everything.
No.
We didn't talk to Gypsy all this time and not get everything.
And the lie detector
That's
determined
what we
that
do.
that is a
And
lie.
So, Nick, I want you to do the honorable thing, okay, for Gypsy and for your family, okay, because we know what happened.
Not for yourself,
And,
though, apparently.
I want to give you the opportunity to start over and to tell the truth, okay?
Start over. Like, he has
I got on the bus.
Like, this isn't even the point where she has given him, like, it's not like a dog on the leash where the dog doesn't know the leash is there and she goes run and he doesn't know and he's about to get yanked back because he's built up a narrative of bullshit. He's like, yeah, we had a couple of pizzas, and she's like, now it's time to get your story straight, bitch. What? Like,
Are they even?
what, do you think he's going to renege about the vending machine part of his story? Like, hey, let's get down to brass tacks, Nick. Was there a pizza? Did Domino's deliver? Is that a part of Wisconsin's gold?
Okay?
The fuck?
And the truth is not what you've told me.
So we have Detective Shitty Metaphor and Detective Skip a fuck ton of steps.
How much did I told you is that true?
I believe the part that you got on a bus and went to Springfield, I believe that's true. That you ordered food to eat, I believe that's true.
That's all he said so far.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like he's not. This is a fucking idiotic thing to say. Like
I
he
know
did
that's
not
true.
weave a narrative of lies that you can now pick apart like a dime store tapestry, right? He basically gave you nothing, and now you're going to point at that nothing and go, "Well, there's nothing there." How are you going to solve that riddle, Nick? There's nothing.
Mac and cheese pizza probably is a real thing.
God,
At some
if
point,
it is, I don't want to know
Gypsy came
about
back
it.
with you to the motel. I believe that's true. I believe Gypsy got on a bus and came here with you. I believe that's true. That's all I believe.
That's
Okay?
literally
Because
everything
you
he has
missed a
said
lot
so
there.
far.
So you believe his entire story. You don't need to say, let's start over and cut out the fucking lies. Be like, hey, guess what? I've heard this a fucking million times. How have you not, detective? Be like, hey, you left something out of your story.
Yeah.
That's what you say. You don't say, what you told me is a lie, and then repeat their story and say you believe it all, because that's all they said. You can't say, I don't buy your lies of omission. That's not something you can do, right? You
Yeah.
can't say, I don't believe a lie you didn't tell. Where's the snowball? Bring me the fucking eraser guy.
And I understand that you've missed a lot because you don't know what to say because you don't know what Gypsy said. I understand that. But I'll tell you
That sounds disgusting, Ryan.
right now,
I
Gypsy
need
did
it.
tell me everything. She told us everything. She told us about you coming there. She told us what happened to her mom.
Nope.
She told us about your guys' relationship.
Nope.
She told us about the cleanup. She told us
Nope.
about all of that.
Well, I
No,
mean, she did
no.
kind of talk about the cleanup and stuff.
So, do you want to...
Her version.
slightly. This is a lie of omission is what you're telling me and is what she is giving and you're accepting. All about the cleanup isn't the 5%. Here's the thing. If I say, hey, teach me all about riding a bike, and they go, there's the handlebars and there's the wheels. That's not all about riding a bike. She was like, he cleaned up the mess. That's not all about anything. This is bullshit. Stop coming, like, she's coming at Nick as if he's like a fucking railroad spike. She's got a hammer into place, but he's like a weed gummy. And she's still coming at him with the force of a fucking sledgehammer, and he's just like, I don't get it. Like, what?
Yeah. What do you want from me?
Do the right thing by Gypsy if you love her.
Do the right thing.
All the truth is I worship her, so
I know
there's
you
no way, there's no right way to do her.
I know.
don't think for her.
I know you do. I believe you do. But this is the point where you're going to prove whether you do or not, okay? When me and you talk, okay? Because it's not fair. It's not fair to Gypsy.
Fuck you. Fuck you for, like, I understand you have to tell lies and bullshit during, like, interrogations, but I'm sure with the benefit of hindsight, this woman at least once thought, great, justice has been served. The dimwit is behind jail, in jail for the rest of his life, and Gypsy's just barely had her influencer status ripped from her.
For her to be honest, and you to lie, okay? So what I want to know is, can you tell me this first? Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
That's like 1 to 1,000 miles an hour. It's
Yep.
not like stepping into like a really cherry Chevelle that has like a really high-end NOS system, like it's like a big block V8 or whatever. You just 1 to 100, like no time at all. This is like stepping into the space shuttle, and before your ass hits the seat, you're at 1,000 miles an hour. Stop your lying. This is bullshit. Did you know she was going to have you murdered? Blah blah blah. Honestly,
Yeah,
yes.
she asked me to.
Okay. So Gypsy knew.
And then why not start here? If like your start is going to be a non-start,
Yeah.
we're not going to do the read technique. We're basically just going to talk about pizza for 22 minutes and then say, drop the bullshit. I don't want extra pepperoni. Why did you murder Dee Dee? And he'll go, you got me.
Yeah.
She knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Probably because she hates
Because
it.
she thought it was her only way to be with me.
Okay. She felt like if you killed the mom, then that's...
Haven't you seen this episode of SVU, Detective? It predates Gypsy.
Yep.
I don't know her real name. All I know is she goes by Dee Dee.
Dee Dee, okay.
But in that, there's a couple of them. The one Munchausen by proxy one, like the grandma, like it was so layered. Like the kid was being poisoned because the grandma had Munchausen by proxy, and she was also stealing things. She was a klepto, and so that complicated things. And she made false accusations against a Michael Jackson-esque character who, instead of being a king of pop, was like the king of toys.
Yep.
Like, holy fuck. Like, the Munchausen by proxy thing is alone by itself. Like, whoa, that's fucked. This kid is having a fucking rough time. And then to throw grandma, like, being a klepto, and so she's got to go away, and there's no one else to care for this kid who actually isn't sick. She's just, like, getting fed mercury her entire life. And then to be like, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and Me Too this case and take every other actual SA victim because I saw dollar signs.
Yep.
It's fucked.
So, has Gypsy asked you to kill anyone else?
Tons of people.
She just wants you to kill her
Everybody.
mom. Okay. And how did Gypsy ask you to do that? Did she
With
ask
her
you to do
words?
that in a text message, on a Facebook, or in person, or something different?
She right on your Facebook wall?
Well, it was more than once. I mean, you had Facebook. We talked about it on there. We talked about it even on Texas.
Okay. And what kind of things would Gypsy tell you that she
Murder
wanted
her.
you to do?
She wanted. The thing is that I know she goes her mom a lot. I know she does.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve of mine when people pluralize things that don't need to be pluralized and like do like the hat on a hat of pluralization. Texts.
Yeah.
No. My mom, yes, my mom's.
Unless it's her something.
Right. Well, no, unless you have two moms, which I would accept.
Oh, that
I would
too.
say, yeah. You're talking about your mom's property. But people say, well, my mom's said. Why are you putting the S on there?
I was up here with her, and she felt guilty about the whole situation. I had to make sure she was safe.
She's feeling a little guilty.
I had to make sure she felt like she could be comforted by
you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her. I will admit it. I was losing.
There's always a fucking cougher in the courtroom, and they always have to make themselves known, like at a very pivotal point in the, like during the, whatever it is, a deposition, testimony, this interrogation footage. As soon as they say the word knife or gun, or like the smoking gun is revealed, and someone's like gonna go, oh.
The reason I did it is because I did it for me and her. That's the other reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done it if somebody else would have asked.
No. There's no way I would do it for anyone else.
Okay, so you just
I
did it.
truly do worship her to the point that times I want to do it for her.
Okay. Okay. Why did you prove that? Right?
I think so, yeah.
I think that you proved that you did what she asked you
He
to do.
simped it to the limit.
Okay. And she asked you more than once?
Um,
Did she ask you why you were here?
She asked me more than once because what happened was, at first she wanted, because the thing was is that she wanted to do her stuff, but she was too, what's the word, not cautious, it's,
She was didn't want to spend the rest of her life in prison and wanted a dim-witted patsy. That's
Yeah.
the word. That's
Got
the
it.
word.
I guess scared is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
She didn't want to actually do it.
Okay.
Because
She was worried about her future career on Instagram, so she wanted me to do it for her.
She couldn't live with it, so doing it.
Okay.
And as for me, I honestly to this day I still feel guilty about it.
Okay.
I do,
Right.
because I didn't.
It's like days later. Honestly, to this day, I still feel bad about it. Like her blood is still liquid. Like it's still like her body might still be warm to the touch. And he's like, to this day, bad.
Oh, wow.
I learned.
Ryan says, speaking of coughing, did you ever hear about the guy who cheated on the British version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? He had a plant in the room who would cough when he heard the right answer, and he wound up winning the million, but got caught and went to jail before he got the money.
Right? Because like,
I can see people doing that in a lot of game shows like that.
well, there's been a lot of cheaters in game shows, but like, I don't know, man. Like, money is one of those things where like it's one thing if you dig yourself into a hole and try to get yourself out, but like if you're just one of these idiots who just wants to cheat or kill someone or get insurance or whatever, like out of just being like Joel Guy, like he didn't have any debt, he was just a lazy fuck and he just wanted to kill his parents for the money. Like I can understand the desperation of someone being like, because I just watched a case where it was like a wife killed the husband. Like he was a successful chiropractor for a long time, but he got sick and they got into like massive debt. And so she whacked it like Nancy Brophy. She whacked him for the insurance. And I go, Jesus Christ. Like I kind of like at that point you can kind of get it because they'd been living a shitty marriage and they both dug themselves into the hole. Like see, but at the end of it, so you want the money. But the ones who just like sort of wander in and be like, yeah, we want to do it. I wanted to kill someone because I just wanted money. I wasn't in a bad way. I could have gotten a job or worked for it or any other number of things. Like the mob weren't threatening to break my wrists or ankles. I just wanted $400, so I stole a guy's backpack and shot him in the face 15 times.
Learned so much about her mom after she told me and more about it after actually being able to live with her for a while.
Right.
I actually realized how good of a mom she was.
Okay. So it kind of makes you feel a little guilty.
No. I feel a lot more guilt than that.
Okay. Okay.
A lot more than just a little detective. You're not detecting very
So
well.
Gypsy's telling you
she was and her accomplishments and all that.
Okay. So when you came here to Springfield, that was your purpose to come here so that way you could do that for Gypsy?
Yes, because I wanted to be with her. And
Yeah, basically.
So
Hello.
did Gypsy know he was coming here then to go ahead and kill Dee?
Yes.
Okay.
So she knew that after she asked you and that you knew that you were coming to kill her, that then you both knew that she knew that you were coming to kill her, that she knew that you were going to kill her, that she knew that you knew. Shut the get to the go go back to the pizza talk. At least I wasn't talking in circles. Holy shit.
Get back to that vending machine. How much was the soda that you bought?
Yeah. Did they have dots and jujubes? Like, what was up with that shit? Holy hell.
So why did you
To
guys
think you're
decide
gonna get away with any of it is crazy.
shooting her?
Right.
He doesn't, obviously he doesn't think he's going to
doesn't.
get away with it because he's too dumb to even think that anything is wrong. It's like if Jeff Fisher and Haley Smith from Family Guy were he's essentially Jeff Fisher,
Yes.
but like if Haley were super evil and a murderer.
Yeah.
Her with a gun or poisoning her or beating her with a bat. Like, why did you guys decide stabbing would be what you did to kill her?
Meh. Everybody's got a block of knives in their kitchen.
Right.
The thing is, we really wouldn't have known how to poison her. Honestly, we wouldn't have known how to.
Okay.
This is kind of like the Mike, oh God, what's his name? His wife was Denise, and he got Brian to kill him anyway. Like, they were like, oh, maybe we'll cut his brakes or poison him or this or that. And like,
Oh, is this the guy with the boat?
yeah, the boat and the alligator. Like, Brian and Mike, they went out, they lived in
Fishing.
Florida, obviously, went fishing, pushed him over, and like, obviously he didn't drown because the whole waiters thing, if you know the case or whatever, but he just circled around and shot him with a shotgun.
Yeah.
I forget why I started telling that story.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Something about you said the block of knives in the kitchen. They didn't know how to poison somebody.
Oh, the brainstorming before, because like when what's his nuts was on the stand, they're like, "Oh, we could try stabbing him or poisoning him or whatever." But like that's what I was gonna say. Like they were gonna do the drowning thing in the boat because like their fucking twisted, warped mental states were like, well, it'll be in God's hands. Like, I love how the religious idiots go, well, like, if I lure someone to a lake, push them in the lake, and with weights tied around their legs and they drown, like, if God really wanted them to survive, he'd probably help.
Yep.
If God helps those who helps themselves, like, if you're helping yourself murder someone, he's actually helping you. Oh. So,
of how to do it, because she wanted to find the quickest way to do it.
Okay, so like she looked up on the internet, like how to kill her
The
mom.
internet.
Okay.
how do I
And
kill
so
my
she
mom?
was looking for
Google.
the easiest way to do it?
Yes, that's where she would be in less pain. She wanted her mom's tattoo quick.
Okay, so you wouldn't have known how to do the poisoning. And so, again, why did you choose the knife? Like, why
The
did you
reason why we chose the knife is because I guess she thought that it'd be quicker if she got up quickly.
Okay. Now, did she tell you that, or is that something you think she thought?
Most likely that's what I would think she would.
Okay, but she didn't tell you to stab her because
Most likely. What, like, when that question is thrown up on like a Venn or a pie chart, right? The most likely is like, let's say 80%. What's that other 20%? Is that what you were thinking? Most likely, I was thinking that she thought that. What else could it have been? That's the question. I'm curious like a cat.
she bleed out quickly.
No.
Okay.
That's what I figured she would think.
Okay.
Because it makes sense. More holes, faster they go away, and the faster they are at peace.
I guess realistically she didn't care because I was doing all the dirty work.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm understanding? Okay. So that's why you chose to stab her.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, how did you get the knife? Like, where'd the knife come from? Did you bring it with you from here?
No.
Okay. Did you buy it somewhere?
She bought it for me.
Who bought it for you?
Gypsy.
Where'd she buy it from?
Online.
Fucking, I don't
She
know.
bought it online?
Oh, wait, no. It was not online. I
Not
gotta get that straight. It's not.
Yeah, don't lie, because you don't want to get Gypsy in trouble.
Don't lie. Like, he's just like there's God damn it. like when someone willfully is telling someone a lie in an interrogation room, it's nice for them to get called immediately. You never see that. But like he's just being a dim dude, and she's like, hey. This sort of feels like the Central Park 5 or any other like Robert Dassey. There's a million false confessions out there where it just feels like the detectives saw a dim bulb and were like, woohoo, early night. And they go, you know, they roll in there, browbeat the kid a little bit, and they go, great, you're a murderer, smell you later. And then it's like the rest of Nick's life to try and prove that he's not what he is. Whereas like she basically just comes in and stomps on the flower bed that is his existence and then like pisses on it and goes like, smell you later, I did my job.
Yep.
Like hope what I didn't even hope anything. Fuck you, Nick, essentially.
Trouble for something because you're gonna lie about it.
She somehow found a way to get one at Walmart. I don't know how she did, but she did.
So when you got
Somehow found a way.
You
Like
can
couldn't-
buy a knife at
anywhere
Walmart.
from like a gas station to anywhere. I don't think I can walk into a place in Arizona that I couldn't find a knife, right?
No, right.
So you didn't bring a knife from here?
No.
So when you got here, she had a knife?
Yeah.
So did she know you was gonna stab her?
Yes.
They talked about it in the Facebook
So did you
Messenger.
know that she knew that you knew? Here we
Jesus.
go again. Boy, oh boy, I would love to be on this jury to be like, just start a slow clap every time this fucking idiot goes, he knew that you knew that she knew that he knew?
Okay, so what did the knife look like?
Sharp.
It was it had a red and black handle.
Red and black?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long was it?
This big.
Use your hands to show me.
Maybe that long, maybe.
Was the red and black handle
It's big as hell.
plastic or wood or
It was a squishy grip. I can't remember what it's
it was a
called.
squishy grip?
Yeah,
It's one of those stress reliever, stress ball / knife combos. I feel like the stabbing of the person would relieve the stress. But
Yeah.
in case that doesn't, that ball really takes the edge off, metaphorically.
Okay. On the edge of the knife, like if you can you draw the knife for me maybe?
As simple as saying, like, is it serrated or not? She doesn't trust that. Why do we have to waste time? All of this feels like just mindless busy work.
I you
Was it
know,
black or was it chrome? Like, yeah, the standard questions we get, if it's a gun, it's going to be, is it a revolver or is it a semi-auto? Is it silver or is it black? And all these are going to go through. Like, it just feels that she knows that he's what he is.
that's what bothers
And
me.
it feels so, like, all interrogations are by their nature exploitative and manipulative to some degree, but this feels just like it's almost like watching a skilled hunter take down like a 12-point buck in the wild versus like a hillbilly with a baseball bat walking into a room that's nothing but like sawdust and like a cow who's already been hit by a car.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we go, the sport, the love of the sport. Whether you be the hunter who's covering himself in deer urine to track, a 1,200-pound animal across 40 miles, or you're this hillbilly with a Von Dutch hat on backwards and a Marlboro Red hanging out of your mouth with a, a Ken Griffey signature bat.
You're that okay. Would the knife if the knife was the knife smooth like this or was it jaggedy like that?
It was jaggedy.
Jaggedy?
On one side and the other side it was smooth.
Okay. And what color was that part of the knife?
Jaggedy.
It was just a black. Oh my gosh. I'm so sleepy.
That's correct.
It was just the normal color of what it usually looks like.
Like stainless steel type
Yeah.
look? Okay.
Yeah.
So see this edge
Silver.
of this tip right here? Kind of like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what that looked like, and then the handle was red and black, kind of squishy. Okay. Could you hold the knife with one hand, or did it take two hands to hold the knife?
One hand.
One hand? Okay. Have you
I mean, if it takes two hands, you have a fucking sword, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I've never held like that. Don't get me wrong. There are some novelty. Like, I bought a novelty pocket knife once. It was like called the bear, the mountain bear, or whatever. But it's a lock blade, and unfolded, it was 37 inches long. But like it was this big, and it just looked like your classic grandpa wood handle pocket knife blown up to 18 inches of folded thing. And it was fucking ridiculous. I don't know why I bought it, but like that was it was something outstanding in its field. The fact that she's like, oh boy, this is silver, had a handle, oh boy, two hands whacking away,
Had a squishy
Have you ever
handle.
stabbed anybody
fuck?
before this?
No, that's the reason why this was the very only one person who would ever do this for.
Okay, only person you do it for is Gypsy. This is the first time you ever stabbed
That's the only reason. I've never stabbed anybody before, and the only reason I killed her is because of that. What?
anybody.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're stabbing Dee, where is she at?
She's on her stomach.
On her stomach where? On the floor, the bathtub, or somewhere different?
On her, on the, oh my gosh. God, where, seconds.
You're fine. Take your time.
On the floor? In the bathtub? Somewhere different.
Part of me was wondering if she was asking where Gypsy was or where the mom was in that
No, she said
question.
Dee Dee.
Well, he said what she says. Where when you were stabbing Dee Dee, where was she? So that could be taken as where was Gypsy or where was the mom.
Nobody would read that sentence in that context. When you were stabbing Dee Dee, where was she? Dee Dee, where was she? You were stabbing her. Where was she? It's like when I had a dumb girlfriend and her mom was dumb too. I was trying to get her directions to my house. We were like in junior high. I'm like, oh, here's my mom. She'll give you directions. So she's like, I don't know what you're saying. Here's my mom. So my mom goes, where are you coming from? And her mom goes, my kitchen.
She was on the bed. Her bed.
Her bed, in her bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Or was her bed like in the hallway? Did her bed sneak out to the backyard? Good follow-up question, detective. You're detectiving the hell out of this interrogation. And I'm glad.
Was she sleeping on her stomach or just laying there watching TV or?
Sleeping on her stomach.
Okay, so she's laying in her bed sleeping on her stomach. Is she covered up with covers or uncovered or?
Actually, when I did it, it seemed like, she had her, there was like a thing going on, it seemed like.
Okay.
And, she barely was covered at all.
Okay.
So, it was easy access for everybody.
Okay.
Charles Ingram. How do I know that name? I know that name.
He's
So she
the
wouldn't have
$1 million Who Wants to Be a Millionaire guy, I think.
Oh, that's the guy. Okay. Yeah, okay, I know that guy's name.
Okay. And so when she's laying there, where's the first place you decide to stab her?
And, I
What?
just was in a random spot in the back.
In the back, just random.
Yes.
Do you know how many times you stabbed her?
4.
You stabbed her 4?
Yeah, 4 times.
There was one. I just watched a piece of interrogation, and it's the wildest circumstances. Like this little guy, like, got a scratcher's ticket and won like $200,000, and some bitch like he owed $200 to, like he shot the fuck out of her,
Damn.
and for like no reason. And he was so candid about it, like this. It was like this old detective and his dad, so it was like 2 generations of these ancient old dudes. And one of them goes like, oh, how many times do you think you shot her? And like anytime that question is asked or something like that, like how many drinks, how many stabs, how many shots, it's always like, oh, I don't know. Or it's like a vague, maybe-ish. Like he goes, somewhere in the neighborhood of 17. He's like, maybe 19, but probably between, it was either 17 or 19. And he shot her 19 times.
Wow.
Bingo. But like, what is it for? Very seldom you go like, well, because like he's like, after he gave the answer, he gave the reasoning why he gave the answer. He's like, I had 2 clips. You can put one in the pipe. It was 10 per clip. But I think he did his math wrong because he's like, that's 21, but that's impossible because you'd have to carry a clip in
Plus
your
1.
pocket with an extra bullet outside of that clip to put in the pipe once you empty the first magazine, and then you'd have to like rack it, get the bullet into the pipe, pull it down, pull the bullet out of your pocket, put it in the magazine, and that's just stupid. So at most, he probably had 20-ish. No, not 21 instead of 22.
Yeah.
Because he had 10 plus 1. It was stupid. But in fact, he's like, I think it was somewhere like 17. Yeah.
Going with that.
I felt it go into, I think it might have been her lungs.
Okay.
It was harder to get out.
Okay. Did it take one hand to get it out, two hands?
I had to...
It's not a sword.
Does this matter?
Okay. So it did. So the others came out easy, but this one, that one kind of came out harder.
Yep.
Okay. And so, you only stabbed her 4 times? Are you sure about that?
Well, as it's stabbing, I stabbed her first.
Okay.
But I did actually cut her one other time besides that.
Okay. Where'd you cut her
On
out?
the back of her neck.
Okay. And did you use the same knife that you did the others with?
Yep.
Okay. And when you did across the back of the neck, did that even cause an injury, or did you see any blood or anything?
It's a knife.
Yeah, she was bleeding.
Okay, she's bleeding.
I mean, like, what kind of, again, where are you getting your questions from, lady? Like, if I were interviewing someone and the person I'm interviewing says, well, I took a glass of water and I threw it into the face of the person I was making the accusation of, I would say, how did they react, or how were you feeling, or what spurred the throwing? There's so many questions you could ask. Instead of like,
Did their face get wet?
right, like how wet was their face? Like if you,
How much water was in that glass?
like, would you say like somewhere between like washing your face in a sink and like taking a full blown shower? Where are they on this? Why?
And so did she scream or holler? Or
Sure, dominoes at
what
any
was she
point?
saying?
First she said hell, and then she didn't know.
Have a good night, Ryan. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
She said, who are you?
Yeah.
Okay. And she didn't recognize who you are. She says help, and then what does she say?
And then she called up her gypsy, but she didn't do anything.
Okay.
The last words of victims through their apathetic murderers are always like so bizarre, because like it's because they never recreate the emotion. They just give you the words. So like when he's sitting here saying, she's saying, who are you? That was it. Like, who are you? And like you're like stabbing the shit out of her, and she's like, this is weird. Like, what?
Who are you?
Throw a little mustard on that.
Yes.
Did she holler for Gypsy once, twice, 5 times?
3 times a lady?
3 times? And what was she saying? Can you tell me how she said it?
She pretty much yelled it.
Yelped it?
Basically,
Gypsy. Okay.
it's just loud.
And what did you do when she did that?
Stabbed her a few more times.
Yeah.
It didn't stop me from keep on going.
Okay. You just kept stabbing her?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason that we would think that maybe you stabbed her more than 4 times?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Now, did Gypsy come in and stab her?
No.
Gypsy never stabbed her?
She couldn't do it. That's the reason why she asked me to.
Okay. Did you try to get Gypsy to come in and stab her?
No, I would have never done that.
Okay.
I mean, even like she's not obviously trying to throw him a life preserver or to throw Gypsy a rope to Nick as he sinks into quicksand. But like, even then, like he can't even help be like, no, I would never have asked her. I would never have made her, and she wouldn't have wanted to.
Yep.
Like
She
tripling
couldn't
down.
do it.
So when you say 4 actual stabs, so those are the ones that went in deeper?
Yeah.
Was there some little ones? Or
There might have been, because the truth is that I counted the ones that went in deep. I didn't count any if there's any other ones.
okay. So if there's any other ones, you just didn't count those because they didn't go
Oh,
in as
no,
deep.
no.
But you know that 4 of them went in deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know where those 4 deep ones were? Are you counting the one in the back of the neck or not in that 4?
No.
Okay, so the back of the neck would be something different.
That wasn't a stab. That was a cutting.
Okay, so the 4 that went in deep, do you remember?
I mean, this just feels like it. I don't know. Like when we watch a skillful interrogation and you see them like break their backs to just really clarify things, and it's done skillfully because the suspect is like putting up a fight or whatever. It feels like a cake made by a master baker that may be a little heavy on the frosting, but it's needed because the cake may be a little flat and flavorless. This feels like an idiot who made a Duncan Hines confetti cake and is now slathering just carton after carton of disparate flavors: vanilla, peanut butter, Oreo, chocolate, sprinkles, jelly beans. Like, no question is too stupid to end up as a topping on this cake, it feels like. And like, as a jury member or as a prospective jury member, I'd be sitting here going like, tighten this shit up, bitch. Like, what are we doing?
Remember where those went at on her body?
I honestly can't remember because I think it's just a blockage because of the guilt.
Okay.
And the horror of it all,
Sometimes
like,
there's things that we don't remember and that I'll understand that you don't remember, but you might not remember something that's important that I know you remember. Okay?
and if you lie to me, good fucking God, I'm gonna tell Gypsy. She told us everything, Nick. Don't get me wrong. I like you. I like you a lot. I think we can be best friends. But Gypsy, you're guilty, Nick. Now just don't lie to me.
Okay? And
Idiot.
that you might not remember, and I understand that because in the situation. Okay? So, where was Gypsy at when you were stabbing her? When you were stabbing Dee in the bed, where was Gypsy at?
She was watching the Disney Channel.
Bathroom.
Okay. Why was she in the bathroom?
Diarrhea.
Why was she hiding in the bathroom?
Because she didn't know if her mom was going to kill me or not.
Oh, okay. So she thought Mom might kill you.
Yes.
What a fucking stand-up bitch. Like, and he knows, like, hey, I wonder if, like, that was discussed beforehand, too. Like, Gypsy's like, hey, I want you to kill my mom, but if she kills you, I'll be in the shitter.
Yeah, don't come.
And if she
crawling
does
for
kill
me.
you, I'll have plausible deniability. Be like, oh, who's this dude?
Yeah.
Because, again, we heard her. She asked, who are you? That's what I would ask if I woke up being stabbed. I would say, who are you? Blech.
Well, that was one of the biggest things I think with Gypsy. Like, she wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend or have like
Well,
technology.
yeah, obviously, it's like this dude was nowhere on the mom's radar.
Right.
So yeah, like I believe that she probably did put a little more oomph into the "Who are you?" But yeah, to her, she didn't know him from Adam, and he's just stabbing the shit out of her. So of course she's gonna go like Gypsy. But the fact that Gypsy was like, "Yeah, my mom's got some meat on her, so she might kill my boyfriend,"
Yep.
and that he obviously got the lowdown, like, "Hey, she might take you out, so watch the fuck out."
If you need me, I'll be watching Caillou in the other room. Hey, detective.
The snowball Gypsy. Oh, I don't know. I'm a sweet little girl.
I was watching Cars
you.
3.
That's what I think it is.
Okay. She didn't think that you would destroy
I love Daniel Tiger.
had confidence in you? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, she didn't think I was capable of it. That's what it is.
What, who's
Brilliant. Like, that's the thing. If I duped someone into taking a bus, I lock myself in the bathroom being like, I want to say it's like a 60-40, but it's more like a 50-50. Good luck, Nick. You slam the door.
the decision was it for her to go in the bathroom while this was happening?
She said that that's what she wanted me to do.
Okay.
So I just let her do it. And she locked it on me, so.
Okay, so she went in the
Hey,
bathroom.
while you're doing
locked
that,
the
I'm going to
door,
hang out over
and-
here.
Yep.
And he went to do whatever you were doing. Do you remember,
Whatever.
did Gypsy ever come out and see her mom?
I wouldn't let her.
You wouldn't let her go in there and see her?
I didn't want her to be traumatized.
Okay.
Bonkers.
Did you have sex with Dee?
No.
You didn't stick your penis anywhere on her?
Nope.
Remember the whole asking of the food thing earlier? You get something like pizza? You get a little sausage on that pizza? Pepperoni? A little pineapple? That's okay. You can tell me. Pineapple on pizza. You stick your penis in your mouth? What?
Penis in your mouth.
You sure?
You're sure? Again,
Hey,
don't
don't
you lie to
lie.
me. Now, this is something you wouldn't have forgotten due to trauma. Did you put your penis in her mouth? The fuck, dude?
Positive.
I'm 100% positive.
Okay. Did you stick your penis in her mouth?
Nope.
Okay. Did your penis touch anywhere on Dee's body?
Nope.
Okay.
Did you make her talk into it like a microphone?
Did your mouth touch anywhere on Dee's body?
No.
Okay, you kiss her or
Nope.
lick her or anything like that?
Good night, sweet Dee Dee. After she fucking bled out on the bed, he bent down and like, mwah. That's from Gypsy.
No.
Okay. Did Gypsy come in and do anything
Did she take your penis and put it anywhere on her body?
Anywhere in her mouth.
like that with her mom?
She conduct a small orchestra with your penis? Did she order something off of DirecTV? Maybe a salacious pornographic movie using your penis? Maybe? We're not going to find your penis prints anywhere in that house.
She just prints.
I got your penis prints there, Nicholas. I don't know why she's all of a sudden Southern.
Diving.
Steven. I'm not going to find your penis prints in there, Steven. Nicholas. You like to wear underwear like a mask? You cut them like a mask, Nicholas.
That's your mom's privates?
No, she wouldn't do that. No, she wouldn't.
Okay.
Anywho.
My privates.
What do you think about people that have sex with dead bodies?
Great question. Good follow-up. After being like, so we've firmly established you made no sexual advances toward her living or dead. How do you feel about those necros, right? Like furries almost.
What do you think
Ew.
about that, right?
Ew, right, Nick? Gross. Grody, I would say.
It's pretty disturbing, I'll say.
Okay. That's
Pretty
just, that would bother you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like necrophilia.
Okay. Oh, is that an actual thing? What does that mean?
God damn it.
I don't like her even
Is that
more.
an actual thing? Like, oh my God. Okay, maybe she's just taking the mirroring technique too far. Like, there are some instances where, like, the detective or the suspect is trying to get on the same level as one another, and so they'll try mirroring each other's posture and or whatever. It seems like she's been slowly slipping her hand under the table into a bag of like Lay's crispy lead paint chips, and it's just been like throwing them down her gullet till at the here we are. We're like, oh, necrophilia is a thing. Stop! You're embarrassing yourself. This is going to be played in court in front of other adults.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, oh, that's a thing. Like, this isn't like, oh, what's a chat room? You don't need the internet. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Necrophilia is
I don't like necrophilia. Don't think I ever expected to hear that sentence.
And yeah, most of the time you hear, like, I'm indifferent toward it or whatever.
I only know the word because I tend to look up words that seem to be popular in today's culture. So, yeah.
And necrophilia was popular in today's culture, so I looked it up.
Right.
Detective, you should buy a dictionary.
Yep.
Or stop.
That should have been like,
So,
I mean, there's obviously a bajillion red flags that he is not on the same mental wavelength.
She knows and just doesn't know how to, like, that's the problem with some people, is any sort of extenuating factor or circumstance makes people uncomfortable. If you're subpar IQ, massively smart, a little drunk, a little high, if you're just slightly off center of what other people think you should be, it really fucks them up. So I think what she's doing is like she's looking at Nick here, who's like just a happy-go-lucky Nimrod, and she's like unsure. She's panicking. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know if she wants to treat him like a child, which she's doing half the time, or like an adult who may understand what's going on, but it's not quite a big deal. And then we slip all the way down the slide, like, you know, is this a square? Like, what's your favorite color?
Right.
Like, do you know the colors of the rainbow, Nick?
you stab me in the bed, and Gypsy's in the bathroom. And so what happens after you're done stabbing?
They get it on.
I knocked at the door and I also scratched my door twice to let her know it was me instead of her mom.
Move your
Oh,
hand.
so is that a code you guys came up
Yeah.
with? Okay, so what was the code again?
It was 3 knocks and then 2 scratches.
Okay, 3.
P.S. If Nick were dead, like her mom
Killed
killed
him.
Nick, like there wouldn't be need of the code, because she'd be like, help, I'm alive and Nick's dead. And if Nick is the only one living in the house, why the 3 knocks and then followed up with the 2 scratches?
Right.
Like, maybe, again, why the secret code? You're not getting into a speakeasy. You're just getting into a bathroom that almost definitely shares a wall with the room the murder is being committed. So the fact that, like, after all that goes down, you need to hear, like, what?
You can't just be like, hey, it's me.
Yeah, you can't be like, hey. You think, like, Dee Dee's going to be like, hey, it's me, the man who
The
broke
guy.
in? Because she doesn't know him.
Right.
Like,
3 knocks, 2 scratches. And then that was so that
and
was
I had to say the word swordfish, and I ordered a pint of gin, a pint of rye, and a pint of whiskey.
you would know in the bathroom. That was so Gypsy would know that it was you and not her mom.
Yep.
Okay. And did you guys plan that out before?
Like I said, we went back and forth.
Now, did you have a contingency? Say you forgot the 3 knocks and the 2 scratches. Say you knocked twice and you scratched 3 times. Is there like a double verification, some sort of 2-factor authentication so the gypsy wasn't left in that bathroom uncertainly, just sort of in a holding pattern? Or were you guys in the same house, witnessing the same murder, and she would just talk through the
Right.
hollow core bathroom door?
Or between more than one idea, but that would end up being the one I would stick with.
Okay. Okay. So, after that happens, after you do the 3 knocks and the 2 scratches, does she open the door?
Not really.
Okay, what happens?
She
Password.
wanted to save her private part
Okay.
and her legs.
Okay, she wanted to shave her private part and her legs?
Yes, for me.
Okay.
They do it. They do it.
I know.
Or is this something new?
Usually her mom does not let her shave her legs.
Okay.
So he's like, knock, 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 scratch, scratch. She goes, I'm going to shave my privates and my legs. And he
Here's
goes,
your reward.
I'll stay out here with the rapidly cooling body as you hog the source of water and cleaning products. And I was just involved in a edged weapon murder. Cool. Just,
Take your time, Gypsy.
I'm going to Netflix and chill on the couch.
So her mom doesn't let her shave her legs? Does her mom let her shave her privates?
Her mom never seemed to care about that before.
Okay.
Yeah, typically, I bet her mom wouldn't see her privates. The legs are easier to see because sometimes you wear shorts. There's plausible
Yeah,
visibility.
she wore dresses a lot.
Like, you know, I would never presume to, like, what a weird thing. Like, I can't imagine any world where I'm, like, talking to my son. I'm like, don't get rid of your pubes. Like, I want to see every last pube on there. What? Don't shave your privates. That's an order. Huh?
Well, she controlled all of her life.
Do that for you.
Would be surprising.
She did it.
Okay.
That's what it's kind of
What did you do while she's shaving her legs and stuff?
Good question.
for her.
Okay. And then she gets out of the bathroom, is her legs shaved and everything's shaved? And then what happens?
Her privates were shaved? Nick, I need confirmation on this.
And then we started to clean up the ground and everything around.
Okay. Clean up, what do you clean in the house?
Yes.
You're like vacuuming and dusting and stuff like that?
No, we were cleaning up a public park.
Cleaning up such as anything that has memories of her. That's actually what we were doing.
I don't understand, I'm sorry.
Whoa! He went too fast for her!
Anything that had, I mean, she took some pictures away and she actually threw them in the trash.
Okay.
She tried to get rid of things that would give you guys the idea that she really lives there.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Police never check the trash in
Ever.
the in the vicinity of a crime scene.
No.
Like I wouldn't if I were a cop. It stuff stinks. It's gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys clean up any blood or anything?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of blood got cleaned up?
I believe it must have
Red?
been mine because I stabbed myself in the process.
Where'd you stab yourself at?
Right here.
Oh my God.
Goodness, do you need stitches or anything?
Are you
Oh,
okay?
I've been holding it
Okay.
together.
Is that the only place you got cut, or did you get cut other places?
Well, before that,
I got a stab wound in my side. I just went crazy.
Every other piece of interrogation footage I've seen where like the the murder weapon was a knife or a blade or whatever, like with Joel Guy, or there's a million of them out there. Like, it's always a crime of like extreme violence, and so the blade is tossed back and forth, and they both get cut up.
Which is crazy.
The fact that he's like, oh yeah, look at my face. He like got a paper cut, and then he's like, I skinned my elbow. It's so like, what?
There was a spot right, ironically, it's the very same spot that ended up hurting me again.
What do you mean got hurt again, roughed up? What do you mean?
When they arrested me,
Oh,
they took me
okay.
to the ground and that's just my elbow was on.
Okay. But that was an injury from when you stabbed Dean too, and then it just got re-injured whenever you...
Yeah.
Okay. And then that other one on your hand right there, that's the cut that you cut yourself?
Yep.
Wait, what are those up there?
These up here are from when I hit the ground, so I hit my face and my stomach, and part of my
Fucking
leg.
tackled me to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, a fucking wild animal like Nicholas here, you don't want to like let that dude off the leash. Look at him. I mean,
Tase him too, maybe.
he's like Nicolas Cage in Face Off. He's just a wild animal who just wants to get into public and kill as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Or bag as many groceries in 60 seconds as he can.
Oh yeah.
Concrete.
Okay, when they arrested you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you and Gypsy are cleaning up the blood, are you helping Gypsy clean up the blood?
He's in
or is
Formula
Gypsy doing it, or
409,
just you doing it?
Fabuloso, Mr. Clean. What's going on with that?
We did it together.
Okay.
And then because she wanted me to get that, so she did it herself.
Okay. And what did she do it with?
She used a order, what the heck was it? It was like a cleaner size order remover.
Okay. Do you remember what kind of bottle it was in?
It was like a reddish bottle.
Reddish bottle? Okay. And,
It's bonkers to me that even with all of this, right, like he's basically saying they worked in concert.
Yeah.
And there's a million interrogations out there where, like, it's the opposite of this, where they're talking to the person who was the getaway driver, who was the accessory after the fact, and they go, hey, you know what happens to the guy who drives the car in the bank robbery? They're working in concert, so help me out. This is, again, I think I said this during the Gypsy Rose one too, but it's like, it's as if the person who ran into the bank, stole all the money, and shot all the people, like, when the cops came, like they hit the telephone pole or whatever, like Gypsy pulled the mask off and like threw it all into his lap, and she's like, it was him. And they're like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
how do you use that to clean? Like, is that a spray? Is that a powder? Is it...
I love cleaning
liquid?
powders.
Okay.
So we had to pour it down.
It's 1937. You sprinkle all those cleaning powders all over the house.
Levels.
Okay.
And then she would use either paper towel or she never used any rags, surprisingly. But yeah, that's the main thing she used, was just paper towel. That or there was also these wipes that she used.
Okay. Okay. And so...
Great stuff.
She cleaned up the mess, the blood, that it may be yours because you cut yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you took a huge amount of battle damage. I mean, that paper cut plus that. I mean, it's indiscernible on this camera, so I imagine it's probably not that bad. The fact that he keeps running his hands over it. Oh, yeah, of course, his blood is all over the place, too. Let's throw that in there.
And then what happens?
And then she wanted to have sex with me, so I did.
Okay, she wanted to have sex with you?
What did she? What did he do? What did he say?
They wanted to have sex. I think he said he wanted
Something about.
his de-est. We're about to find out.
And then she would use either paper towel or she never used any rags, surprisingly. But yeah, that's the main thing she used, was just paper towel. That or there was also these wipes that she used.
Okay. Okay. And so, she cleaned up the mess, the blood, that it may be yours because you cut yourself.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
And then she wanted to have sex with me, so I did.
Okay.
She wanted to have sex with me, so I did.
Oh, I heard like
There you
she
go.
wanted
It
to
does
suck
sound
me
like
on
there was
Sunday.
Some sucking involved. She wanted to have sex with me, so I did.
Got it.
She wanted to have sex with you?
Yes.
Okay. And so where'd you guys have sex at?
in the vagina.
In
Her bed.
her bed. In Gypsy's bed.
Yes.
Okay.
What was stuffed animals watch you?
And so you guys have sex.
Yes.
And what kind of sex? What is sex?
This.
What is sex?
What is sex? Right?
Is it like narcolepsy?
What's
Or not narcolepsy, necrophilia.
Is it like narcolepsy?
Is there a Band-Aid involved?
There's a Band-Aid involved. Jesus fuck. What is sex, Nick?
What is sex? Do you know what sex is?
Well, to me, the kind of sex that it was pretty much about 100% consensual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she, obviously I was the one that was in charge, but she went along with it willingly.
Okay.
No, she was the
And
one
so
in
what
charge.
did you guys do when you had sex?
Fucked?
We pretty much did all three things. We did dating, we did all of them.
Okay.
We did all the things.
Like, what a night. Like, right to be Nick. Like, God knows if he had, like, had sex before, but, like, get on a Greyhound bus, travel across the country, commit murder, and then, like, do the knocking and the scratching and knowing that there's private parts being shaved a la McFetridge's Wet Dream. And then to, like, hit the trifecta. It's like, we did all three
How was she? Okay.
in one night.
How is she prepared for one of those things? I don't know.
She was in the bathroom for a long time. I don't know how you prepare for any of those things.
So you had anal sex with her?
Yes.
And then what's the other? I can't guess.
I don't know, Nicholas. I've never had sex before in my life. Sex with animals? What?
Teach me about sex,
What is
Nicholas.
sex, Nicholas?
To you.
Detective Birds and No Bees.
Oral,
Okay.
like I said, all of them. Vagina, all of them.
Okay.
Vagina.
All
Okay.
of them.
When you say oral, is
Oral, vaginal, all of them. It's like, you know, I don't care if it's you, me, or someone else. It literally covers literally everybody.
Yeah.
We did oral, vaginal, others.
that you providing oral sex to her and her providing oral sex to you, or is this both? Okay. And that happened in
We
her.
were purveyors of services.
Does it really matter?
Okay.
No.
Do you know if this is the first time Gypsy ever had sex?
Actually, I do know if it is.
Is it or not?
It isn't.
Okay. So she's had sex before she had sex with you.
She's had sex with me. I actually wanted to take her insanity.
Oh, so you guys had sex a different time than this. Oh, when did that happen?
In the
It
hotel
was
room.
in a theater.
In the theater.
Yeah.
In Springfield
Did you do the butt then too?
or somewhere different?
Springfield.
Wow, did her mom know?
Yeah, totally. She wouldn't let
She
her
was
shave her
there.
legs, but I told her I drilled her in the back of a theater. And she was like, cool, Nick. And then I was stabbing her and she was like, who are you? And I was like, wait, I just told you I drilled your daughter. Your story's in. Are you lying to me, Nick?
Okay. Where did you have sex at in the theater?
It was in the bathroom.
The vagina.
Okay, in a girl's bathroom or boys' bathroom?
She just took me to the boys' bathroom. I didn't have any choice. She went right into the boys' bathroom. You see, like,
I didn't consent to it.
Okay. Was that a year ago, 2 years ago? How long ago?
It was last
that was
weekend.
back in March.
Back in March?
This year.
Oh, okay, so you were in Springfield before.
Yep.
And did her mom know you
Did you do any work, detective, or did they just send you in here to ask any question that rolls across that fucking barren landscape of a mind of yours?
were here?
No, I got to meet her mom in person for the first time.
And was her mom nice to you? Or?
Yeah, she was really nice to me. And I don't know what it was, but apparently the man got wounded in some way. I couldn't. I was trying to understand what was going on with her mom, but
Okay.
I don't know.
But if they met, then why was she screaming, or
Who
at
are
least
you?
saying, who are you?
So did you meet her at the theater?
Yeah, I did meet her, but I was waiting for her quite some time before I did.
Okay.
What?
And then what happened after you guys had sex in the theater?
We went and watched the movie.
We went to our movie and watched it.
And then what happened after the movie?
And I said, my goodbyes to her.
Go buy a store?
No, I said my goodbyes to her.
Oh, say goodbyes to her, like go to the store. Okay, so you said your goodbyes to her, and then you went your way, and you went back home. How did you get here that time?
She got me the money.
She gave you money?
Yep.
How did you get the money?
She sent it in the mail.
Okay. So, was it cash?
How did you get here? She sent me money. You rode the money?
Yep.
Was it magic money? Did you rub it together and you wished upon a dime? It was a bus. He brought himself there and back on a bus. He doesn't own a car. What are we doing?
I always wondered where Gypsy got all this money from. She always had cash to buy things.
See, they were grifters. I'm sure, like, it wouldn't be much for just Gypsy to be like, oh, hey, thanks for, like, what's Dee Dee fucks off to the bathroom for whatever, like, to pocket a few whatever's it, whatever lemonade stand for cancer, whatever bilking scam they were doing.
That time, I believe it was how much I was going to need.
Okay, so she sent you $400.
Yeah.
Okay. And, did she send you money this time for you to go?
Yeah.
And how much did she send you this time?
Same number, actually.
400? Okay. And then she just sent it to you in the mail in cash.
Yeah.
Can't believe it made it.
Okay. And then so let's go back to the time that you guys just had sex. Well, do you remember what day that
At the
was?
theater.
I can't remember the day.
Okay.
Remember what day of the week that was back in
Monday,
March?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday.
I mean, you know the days of the week, right, Nick?
Do you?
I said 6 of them. There are 7. Was it on the 7th one? I can say that one too if you need it.
I mean, you know what sex is. Do you know what this is?
You fucking, like, I don't like the fact, like, again, he's a criminal. Don't treat him like he's a child that you're trying to find, like, cookie crumbs on.
If I could guess.
You don't have to guess. If you don't know the answer, you don't have to give me an answer.
Then stop pushing it.
Seriously.
Okay.
It's
I
just a
guess you say
day.
it's Tuesday. Okay. So, was she?
Sexy?
Did Gypsy enjoy the sex? Like, or was she telling me to leave her alone?
No, she didn't tell me to do it.
Yeah,
She
she
pulled
yanked me
me-
into the boys' room and started sexing me up. But, you know, she was, like, lukewarm on the idea.
Were her private parts shaved then?
Very consensual. I mean, she, at first, she pushed me a little bit, like, she wasn't sure how rough I was going to be.
Okay.
And then after that, I reassured her that everything was fine. And after that, she just gave me, she knew that I was not going to hurt her.
Okay. So then she just gave in and just.
Yeah.
Okay. What was she wearing when you guys had sex?
It was a dress. It was like a Cinderella.
Would you describe her as asking for it? You know, it's vernacular we use around here in Copland.
dress.
Okay.
Because that's the movie we were seeing
Okay.
together.
So she had a Cinderella dress on?
Yep.
And what color was that?
Creepy.
It was like a lightish blue and it's
Yeah, Cinderella dresses blue, bitch. Like,
also.
I don't know what, like, it's got to be a close cousin to furries, but I can't imagine, like, getting with someone and, like, getting all horned up or whatever, or, like, fucking in a movie bathroom, but they're, like, dressed as a Disney princess.
yeah, no.
Or, like, if I were dressed as Gaston or something, like, it's fucking weird.
Well,
No, it's weird. All these fucking weirdos who are, like, getting juiced up by cartoon characters, like, I don't know, man. It's like so close to furries. Maybe worse, maybe better. Maybe it's a matter
well,
of
but
opinion.
here's the thing. When you're talking about dressing up like cartoon characters, we cosplay. People cosplay all the time as cartoon characters.
Right, but those are typically action-oriented like going to a Comic-Con would be one thing. But like meeting in a movie theater with an adult woman dressed as Cinderella
I
that you
understand.
then fuck in a bathroom.
I understand what you're saying
I'm
about
not
like
saying like fucking outside of a Comic-Con. This was happening in real life. This was sans, like they didn't go to a place, like it wasn't a Halloween party. She was like one of those 3-year-olds that like my son looks at when they wear their superhero costumes and I go, hopefully they'll grow out of that.
yeah.
But yeah, like here's the thing: if you want to like go to a Comic-Con and fucking costume, that's fine, because we're all gonna go and do weird things. Halloween happens. There's gonna be weird wardrobe choices that happen. That's fine. But like in everyday normal life, if
Yeah.
that like is your thing,
right.
like,
Okay. Did she have a wig on or no wig? What color was her wig?
Her wig was
Blonde.
Okay.
Oh, Cinderella's fucking
If you saw
blonde.
the thumbnail of the interrogation footage we did last week, that's the picture that
Yeah.
she looked like that.
Yeah.
And did she have that on when she was in the bathroom?
Yes.
Waiting for you
Where
to
would-
stab the...
Oh, no.
No, she didn't have it on then?
No, she had a different wig on at that time.
Okay. So the Cinderella dress thing, was that when you were at the movies or was
Yes.
that... Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so when you were at the movies with her, how was it? She had a Cinderella dress on and a blonde
That's
wig.
yeah.
She's confusing herself
Yeah.
by getting lost in details
Sex.
that have absolutely nothing to do with literally fucking anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, what do you think the ratio was like cotton to rayon of that dress? Don't lie to me. And if you don't know and you don't remember, it's not important. But really think how much cotton and how much rayon was in that garment.
Okay, but when you had sex with her at her house, what was she wearing this time?
It was like a really dark brunette like wig. It was pretty long.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of clothing did she have on?
Me and her did it naked.
Okay. Did she
We
have
did
clothes
it
on
naked.
before you guys got naked?
No.
Not really, because she was
We'd been nude for the 24 hours before that, too. So it's like,
in the bath. Remember I told you she
Yeah.
was in the bathtub.
She shaved her
She
private.
stayed naked the entire time.
Okay, so she shaved her legs and her vagina, right?
Yep.
And then she comes out, and then she cleans. Is she still naked when she's cleaning?
Yeah, she did the entire thing. She felt like she was in a rush, so she said.
what a fucking Salvador Dali type situation. Like the layers. Just imagine being Nick. And like, because he probably is not understanding fully and, you know, conceptualizing everything that's going on. But imagine you as like a normal, fully fledged human being, and you somehow find yourself on a bus crossing state lines to commit a murder, and then the knocking and the scratching and the okay, I'm gonna shave my bush, and then the cleaning nude, and then like the wearing of the long wig,
Yeah.
and then like doing all three, like it just feels like so. What the fuck? It's just like.
Yeah, I don't think the wig is a big deal, but
I don't know. It's not a big deal. It's just like weird that if you're going to forego the clothing according to his story, but don the wig.
well, because she was bald, and I'm sure she'd had issues with that.
Yeah, that's the time I would be like, oh no, a little shy. Like I can't mop up my mom's blood like without a wig. Like
If I was bald due to the fact that my mother was giving me chemo, I would want to wear a wig all the time, regardless of what I was wearing and what the circumstances were.
right, it doesn't. But yeah, this detective, if I may, let's not get lost in the fucking minutia. My point is, it's an insane set
It
of
is.
circumstances that keeps getting slathered layer after layer of insane frosting, and you're like, well, the wig actually isn't that crazy because
I would never clean naked.
Okay, did it naked.
objection grounds.
Then,
We have not reached the mark that you asked us about.
We're in the courtroom, so
Everybody
there's
good to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
another half hour, or would you like to take a break? Keep going?
imagine the one person being like, oh god, I've got 4 inches of a Subway 6-inch cold cut combo in the break room fridge. I want to get that motherfucking thing.
All right. Then we'll take a break and we'll finish this. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you.
and then you go into her bedroom. Okay, is her bed got blankets on it? Is her bed on the floor? What kind of bed does she have?
It was the biggest thing I can remember about is that it was full, and I mean full of stuffed animals.
Okay.
Gosh.
How did you guys have sex on the bed if there was a bunch of stuffed animals?
We threw
It was almost impossible since stuffed animals are immovable. We basically just had to fuck around them because, you know, how would we?
Yeah.
How would we not? Right?
With all of it off of it.
Okay.
It's,
Throwing him off onto the floor?
yeah, onto the floor. It was
Oh, so you didn't uncomfortably fuck upon a bunch of like
Bears.
lumpy bears and rabbits and chickens and shit? Good on you, Nick.
Yeah.
Smart.
Smart.
In fact, the ones that was like part a pillow, but part also stuff animal at the same time.
This goddamn court clerk is just going to leave this fucking mouse
Yep.
pointer here for the rest of the film.
Just in case.
Oh, there we go.
Didn't need any comfort with it.
Was there, was Dee making any noise or was Dee dead by then?
She was probably long gone by then.
Long gone by then, by the time you guys
Probably.
are having sex?
Yes.
Okay. And,
Right, because, like, it was the death, the pattern, the bush shave, the cleanup, and then the fucking.
Yeah.
It's not like he stabbed her, they knocked on the door, and immediately started banging like he's dripping in her mom's blood. Like, God knows how much time passed.
Yeah.
Hello?
so, when you have sex, do you ejaculate? Like, does semen come out of your penis?
Did,
You had to have him explain to you what sex
Right.
was.
Oh, so that's the thing, necrophilia. So did you ejaculate? Did semen leave your penis?
Here's a picture.
Where are you getting your information and who is leaving these massive gaps in your knowledge bank, detective?
I think I may have like too much, what's the word I'm looking for, stamina or endurance.
I just fucking stab somebody to death?
Get me close.
Okay, so it takes a long time for you to get there.
Yep.
Did you get there that day, that night?
No.
Okay, so
Oh, no,
you
no, no, no,
wasn't able to
no.
ejaculate.
Not that time.
Okay. Was you, at that time during the movie theater, were you able to?
I got close to it. I didn't actually I wasn't able to do it.
How many times have you ejaculated, Nick? Will we be able to find somewhere?
Anywhere?
So,
Okay.
got close.
Okay, did you get, and so you got close, did you get close this time to the house?
According to him, he's never had jizz time. Like, not
Jizz
the
time.
movie theaters, not, after the mom's death.
Where's
none.
Tom?
Never.
No, actually, I didn't get as close as I thought I was going to it.
Okay,
I barely felt any pleasure, actually.
okay. All right. Is there a reason you didn't feel pleasure?
I don't know. It's really hard to say.
I think the fucking murder I just committed really messed with my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe
You know,
all those
I'm not
chemical
a
fumes
doctor.
too.
the what fumes?
All the cleaning fumes.
Was the time before, like, when I first took virginity, we had a condom on at the time,
Okay,
and I wasn't used to them at all. It was the very first time I actually ever wore one.
okay.
So, by that, it must have, like, messed me up to where I'm not used to.
When you're having sex
Because I
in a
hadn't
public
had sex for a
place.
long time.
Right. Okay.
And ever since that time, I pretty much forgot like how to pace myself and all the rest of that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. When you say you forgot how to pace yourself, what does that mean?
meaning I didn't know how to pace myself in a way where I would be able to build up the actual pleasure
Oh, okay.
and a constant motion.
Okay. 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 So you didn't ejaculate while you were at their house?
Nope.
Okay. So how? when
Got
does
it, we
sex
got
actually
it.
end? Like what? How do you determine? Okay, we've reached the point where we're done having sex.
I didn't make her have a
See, now that's a legitimate question that is not germane, although I'm glad she asked it. Because, like, it has whether, like, when he knew they were done fucking because he couldn't ejaculate is immaterial. However, how did he know when to stop, right? Let's find out.
an orgasm once.
Okay.
And then after that, she might have blew me a little bit, and then after that, I think we stopped because we realized there was a lot of packing and stuff to do.
Okay. And what do you mean when you say blew me?
Blow me meaning like,
No, blow me.
she gave me a little bit.
Okay. Is that putting her mouth on your penis?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a blowjob? What's a blowjob, Nick?
My God,
Did
I'm
you
learning so
ejaculate?
much.
Did semen leave your penis? What's a blowjob, Nick?
What do you
What?
mean when you say blow me?
What's this new kid vernacular? Never heard of this stuff before.
Okay. So after that, and you guys decide, okay, now we've got packing to do. What do you guys do then after you have sex?
We packed clothes, we packed movies, we packed whatever she thought it would be a good
We grabbed all the Fast and Furious on DVD because we knew we were going to be on the run for a while.
like me, pretty much.
Okay. What kind of movies did you guys take?
She took some seasons of like
Charm?
TV shows.
Okay.
Gilmore
Seattle.
Girls?
Do you know what kind of TV shows they were? I'm a big TV fan, so I'm just curious.
One was
I'm a huge fan of TV. Yeah, I love all the shows on it.
I don't know what sex is, but I love all the shows on TV.
What's a blowjob? I love the Golden Girls. I don't know what Blanche ever
Blanche,
talks
right?
about. I just cannot relate to Blanche, but boy, oh boy, do I love the Golden Girls.
I love Rose.
ones. What other ones were there? I know she took place in True Blood also.
True Blood, of course.
Can't remember the other ones offhand. There's more of them.
Vampire Diaries.
And so what do you guys pack the stuff into?
A suitcase.
Oh, brilliant,
What color
brilliant.
suitcase?
It's pink.
Okay. And so everything fits in this one suitcase that you guys are taking?
No, 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 no.
We also took a backpack.
A backpack? Okay, what kind of backpack was it?
Dorothy.
It was
Yeah,
black.
Dorothy was good.
I forgot what it said.
I thought they were all good.
Back of it, I forgot what it said though.
Okay. All right, so you take the backpack and you pack all the stuff into the suitcase, and then what do you guys do?
And then
Leave.
we finished cleaning whatever else is left to try to get rid of my fingerprints and everything else like that.
Okay, so how do you get rid of fingerprints and stuff? Like, what do you do?
She used
Remember those paper towels I was talking about earlier? They made a grand reappearance.
Shocker.
a defectant wipe,
Okay.
and she
Defectant?
Defectant.
Like, some King Cobra says is like that, where he says something like disinfectant turns to defectant through this guy's head. What the fuck? 6 salary figure, he says sometimes.
Nice.
pretty much patted down wherever she thought I might have her hands.
Okay. And did you tell her to do that, or did she just do that?
She did it because she was afraid of me getting caught, even though I had a good feeling I wanted to get caught, but yeah.
You did have a weird feeling you were going to get caught?
Here I am.
What gave you that weird feeling?
I just had this feeling in my stomach, and then it happened, and I was just thinking it was only a matter of time before it happens.
I mean, we left a paper trail a mile long, and I'm not very smart, but
Yeah.
other than that, I don't know. Perfect crime, almost.
Yep, almost.
I wasn't sure when it was going to happen, and so it was going to.
Okay. All right. Well, you seem like a pretty honorable person. You love Gypsy, so, I mean,
To do the honorable thing and rot in prison while she fucking hangs out in Times Square eating slices of pizza like she's in Secret of the Use.
That's the thing. I admitted to, the thing is, me and Gypsy have cried multiple times.
together over this?
Yes.
Okay.
And I told her this whole time, this one, I just the truth of it.
Okay. Well, you're doing the right thing now, so.
Yeah,
you should
fucking
give
nailing
yourself
it.
Yeah.
credit, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, so, you guys get everything packed
Sky
up? And then she
Bin.
writes down
Hello,
the
Maxwell.
fingerprints Or whatever. Do you help her?
No, I do not, because I don't want to use any chances of me getting any fingerprints anywhere else.
Okay.
So I let her do the rest of it just so I don't make any more for her to clean pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Now, in their house, is their house really clean and neat, or is it,
Disgusting.
It's not neat at all.
It's not?
That was the first time I ever in their house, and I can't believe how much of a big side it was.
oh, okay. What do you, when you say pigsty, what do you mean?
I mean,
Like pigs would live there. It's a sty of sorts.
there was one room where it was
Stiven.
hard to even get into the room. Almost was in it. Then, DV's bedroom, there was stuff on along where the bed is. You got the bed, and you got pretty much where the edge of the bed is.
Okay.
That's where she had all the different things, just all over there. I don't know how else to put it, but I mean, she might have had like.
She's a hoarder. She was a hoarder.
So there was a bed, and at the end of the bed, there were all different things. What?
And all different things.
Okay. Do you remember ever seeing a Barney doll, or it's like a purple dinosaur?
Yeah.
Where did you see that at?
What the fuck does that have anything to do with anything?
It's not. I could have sworn it was in Where we going? Was it not? I think that was in Gypsy's room.
In Gypsy's room?
That's what I remember.
Where else would it be?
But do you remember seeing a purple dinosaur? The Barney dinosaur or whatever?
Did he come to life and sing the little duck song?
He must have. He should go. He should go to a mental facility. Poor guy was trying to make his crazy girl happy. Right.
Right. He needs to be.
They should have stopped this interrogation upon realizing that he should not be alone in a room.
Right. He should have been treated like the child that he is. They should have been like, oh my God, like this.
I mean, he finished high school, whatever. Like he went
Right, but
places
that's the
independently,
thing.
but
The letter of the law says if they say yes.
right. If you sign this paper, even though he kind of said he didn't really know how to do cursive.
I'm thinking about this now.
Does this matter where the fucking Barney doll
You
was?
don't? Okay.
No, I don't see one.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Did you see Baby Bop around there at all?
Okay, so you guys get everything packed, you wipe out the fingerprints, and then what do you guys do?
Did Gypsy ever tell you to wear gloves?
Get a taxi.
God, this fucking. The most annoying part of this woman is that, like, she could just be replaced by that drive-in board from Dude, Where's My Car? And then what happened? What happened? Okay, so you clean out the mess, and then what happened? Okay, your penis goes into her vagina, and then what happened? You put your penis in her mouth? Okay, then what happened? And then...
Well, he already admitted to being at the scene.
Where's the taxi
I don't think the Barney needs to be asked.
Yeah, like that's like they're gonna like the defense attorney's gonna be like, yo, that's the smoking gun. Like when Cochran handed OJ to put on those gloves, and he's like, see, they're too small. Like his attorney's gonna be like, but was there a Barney? And he can go, I do not recall a Barney, and he'd be fucking skipping down, Times Square with Gypsy right now. If only. Yeah. The one thing, the smoking gun was that Barney doll. It wasn't him saying that he stabbed her a whole bunch. It was the imagination that Barney brought to their lives.
Do you call the taxi, or does she call the taxi?
I called it because I don't know that to do it.
Okay, and then do you give them the address?
Yep.
Okay, and so they...
Oh, that's how they found out where you live. You gave them the address. And then what? They drove, presumably, to the place that you gave them the address to?
Mm-hmm.
Then let me guess. When they got there, they either knocked on the door or called you, right? And you exited the establishment, the building, the house, whatever. You pulled the handle of the taxi towards yourself, which then disengaged the latching mechanism, right? So as it swung open, maybe you put the backpack in, maybe you got that big... Shut the fuck up!
You give them the address, and they come to the house. Do you remember what day that was and what time it was?
It was in the morning. Really, really, like, early.
Did the license plate say fresh? Did it have dice in the air?
Okay, so you guys didn't sleep
Mirror,
there
sorry.
at the house where Dave was at. Okay.
That
So
sounds
you
about
heard the
right.
sun was coming up, and you called the taxi.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when the taxi comes, what color's the taxi?
It's yellow.
Okay, and is there a male or a female driving? Man or a woman?
Did you put your penis on that taxi driver, Nicholas? Did you put that penis? You put your penis anywhere on that taxi driver? In their mouth, in their butt.
If you can't remember, that's fine.
It doesn't matter.
But don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Was it Barney? Did Barney drive the taxi?
Is that where you saw him?
Okay. Okay, so do you both...
We just look into Nick's head, and it's like Homer getting that call from the president at the dinner party, and Marge is 10 feet tall and green and shit. Oh, stabbed her.
get in the taxi with the luggage?
Yep.
And then where does the taxi take you?
Crowns, it wasn't Uber.
Hotel? And how much did they charge you? Do you remember?
I can't remember the exact amount.
Okay. But did you pay for the taxi? Okay. And then you guys
$2 for the flag drop and 10 cents for each additional mile. That was back in
get out of the
1987.
taxi, and then what do you do?
And then we, obviously we paid for it, and then we went up to
Obviously.
Or, like,
What room was you in?
at the time when we did this, it was 227.
What was it?
The room number was 227.
What room was you
At the
in?
time that we did this, it was 227. At the time we weren't doing it, we didn't have a room number because we weren't doing it and therefore weren't at the hotel room. Does that help, Detective? What room was you in?
27.
Let
Okay.
me ask you a question.
So you go up to the room, then what happens?
And then,
And then
set everything in an area to where it was easy to maneuver around the bedroom of
Okay.
the hotel.
Okay.
And
so you brought your luggage to the room and put it in a position where it would not be a detriment to moving around the room. Extraneous, could have been left out.
then we just relaxed on top of the bed. We,
Did you guys have sex again?
Gypsy's bankrolling this shit. You think
Yeah.
Nick's rolling in the green?
She's sending $4 in cash to this guy.
Okay. Something that we didn't talk about that we probably should is
Safe sex.
Love.
I've worked cases where people have stabbed people to death before,
Okay.
kind of like this.
Okay.
And usually when they do, they don't just get cuts, but they usually get blood on them. Like you get blood on your clothing or on your hands, or you know how probably when you were stabbing her was blood kind of splattering a little bit or anything?
I didn't pay attention exactly to the blood. I could actually see like where the back of the neck was. I could see blood coming out of there.
Okay.
He barely nicked himself.
Yeah.
Like, this is so far off the beaten path. Like, a normal crime, this is not. So to be like, well, in a normal case, this would have happened. He's like, yeah, look. Ow.
I got an owie.
Fucking Joel Guy Jr. almost lost a thumb.
Right.
And he's like, ouchie, my cuticle hurts.
And I could see blood coming off the knife, but other than that, I didn't really know exactly where.
Did you get any of her blood on you?
Yes.
And how did you clean that up?
Water?
I didn't even clean it because we were in such a rush. I didn't clean it.
So you had blood on your body when you had sex with Gypsy?
No, I had it on I actually remember what I wear.
Okay, what did you wear?
I wear a.
You said you're streaming. Would that be fair to
It
say?
was like a.
He wore one of those big Manos the Hands of Fate robes. And he's like, oh, I just had one in the closet along with all those fucking princess outfits.
Called. I think I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but I think it's called a spin jacket, almost like. It was black,
Okay.
and
A spin jacket?
I also had a black shirt on as well as black pants.
Okay. What did your black shirt have anything on it?
Yeah.
Or just plain black?
Blood.
And clowns on it.
Oh, okay. Was it like a band or a...
No, it's it pretty much looked like crazy clowns, pretty much.
Okay. And then you had black pants on?
Yep.
And what kind of shoes did you have?
Like, shoes.
Leather shoes here?
No.
No.
No, 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 no. God damn it. Him and fucking Alonzo Wade.
And so you had the black jacket, the clown shirt, clown shirt, black pants, and tissues.
Yep.
And what color were the
A
tissues?
classic generic Target clown shirt. Not really throwing your hat into the ICP ring, just generic clowns. Love that shit.
Yeah.
Wait.
Right. Okay. Did you have any jewelry on? Any earrings, necklaces?
No.
Don't look like you don't have earrings.
No, 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 no. I don't do that.
So, all right. So you go to the room. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was thinking, oh, we never talked about that. So,
We never talked about blood splatter.
Okay,
Cool.
so
Too
you
busy
go
talking
in the
about
room,
sex.
and you're up in the room, and you guys are relaxing on top of the covers. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, and then what do you do?
And then while we were relaxing, we cuddled for a while.
Okay.
And then while we were cuddling, we were talking, but honestly, I can't remember the entire conversation.
Just get to the Domino's order. We know it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys talk about your future? What was your plans for your future?
We wanted to get a family together, and we wanted to build a life together and stuff. We thought we really had a chance to do it, so.
Okay.
Da, 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 da.
Okay. At any time during any of this whole situation that's happened, did Gypsy ever have to be in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Okay, when was that?
That was only when she was living at home.
Okay.
Otherwise,
It-
me and maybe
It's very sad.
6 other, five other people knew that she could walk.
Oh, okay. Why didn't nobody know she could walk?
Her mom wanted everyone thinking that she's like 16 minutes.
You said you talked to Gypsy, right?
Right.
What kind of fucking question? Like, here's the thing. If Nick were smart, he'd go like, what? Like, so she confessed to you, but left out the Munchausen, and you didn't know why she didn't need a wheelchair, but everybody thought she did? Detective! She's worse than JV. This is fucking ridiculous.
I'm all over it. Christian Mingle, watch out.
Yeah, she felt kind of trapped on a wheelchair when I actually was trying to encourage her to go more.
Okay, so she can actually walk
Yep.
and stand and do everything.
She's in the other room without a wheelchair.
Again, detective, you talked to this person, right? The one that you came in with both guns blazing saying that, yeah, she threw you under the bus and she told us everything. Everything. Not the story I told you about the pizza and you said I lied.
Right. A young Catherine Reed. I'm sure you have, Nicholas.
Yeah, 16 when you said this.
This is like Catherine Reed's cousin who was like locked in a closet with a gas leak.
So what would she do to pretend like
I think Catherine Reed looks like a fucking like elite special forces interrogator compared to this woman.
Yep.
she's disabled?
Oh gosh, I can't even answer that question because
I don't want to.
I've only been around her one time when she's in her wheelchair,
Okay.
and other than that one time, I mean, it's one of those one wheelchairs where it's motorized,
Okay.
and the thing moves fast. But other than that, that's all I really know.
Okay. So she can walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everywhere.
So when she was with you this whole time, she hasn't had to have a wheelchair.
Nope.
She can walk upstairs,
Yep.
walk downstairs.
Downstairs, upstairs.
Okay.
She could
walk
have
on
sex.
A flat plane. She can walk on a slight incline, a slight decline. She can walk on a pitch, on a yaw. She can walk, right? Like,
Okay. So. All right. So you guys cuddle. You lay in the bed. Are you talking about having a family then?
then what?
Okay.
Then what?
What do you do with your clothes that you had on?
Me and her, we weren't sure how long we were gonna be away. So we both got naked and we both got really, really into it and pretty much like snuggled together
Okay.
for a while.
Okay.
And it led to my sex.
Okay.
Sure.
Was you
Did you ejaculate this time, Nick? Huh? The peen work finally? Come on, man. Come on, peen.
able to ejaculate that time?
Oh,
No?
I had trouble the entire time I was.
Oh, damn it. Man. This detective just can't pull any ejaculate out of poor Nick here.
In Springfield.
Okay. Okay. So,
Something in
where
the
did you
air.
get the knife?
Do your balls hurt? Like you fucked 3 times, ejaculating a grand total of 0, and you're sitting here. What's up with that?
We wanted to mail it.
Okay.
Clothes, what's that?
Okay. So did you mail it?
Yes.
Okay. Did it come? Has it came yet?
Yes.
Okay. When did you do with it when you got it at your house?
We were planning on hiding it, so we did try to hide it.
Okay. Where'd you hide it at?
It's in my closet.
Okay. In your bedroom? In your house?
Yes.
Okay. And so you just, what kind of package did you put it in to mail it to your house?
Here's the thing I'll never understand. I don't know why people do this. If you're the type of person who does this, you're setting yourself up for failure. Like the hoarder or the keeper of shit, there's always receipts. I don't keep receipts. I just don't. Like if something breaks, I say, "Oh fucking well." If it's big enough, I'll make a stink or whatever, but then, it's a big enough purchase, I don't need a receipt. But I can't believe how many, like, anytime I leave a store, if the receipt is in my possession, I throw it in the bag goes into the garbage. Mm-hmm. Or I throw it in, I don't keep them. Why? Why would you keep them? I'm not going to want to remember the time I bought Luden's cough drops at a Walgreens or whatever. But it seems like everywhere I turn in all these interrogations, they go, well, 3 weeks had passed and they still had the receipt in their pocket.
Yeah. I
are
do
you
have to say,
functioning?
I typically don't save my receipts, but if we're out and shopping, I'll throw them in my purse and then forget about them. And they'll be in there, but I don't purposefully keep them.
Right, but these are like
Souvenirs for people.
no, those are things that you set it and forget it. All of the Ronco Showtime or History Grill. The receipt for like your murder kit or any of that shit is going to be something that you should be taking special interest and awareness of.
And immediately get rid of.
I mean, and P.S., even if you did lose it, it doesn't matter. You're on the Walmart cam. It doesn't matter. But the fact that so many of these crimes are accompanied by Walmart receipts that say like Gerber knife.
Yes, he needs much more than a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, that clear plastic.
There was he needed a fair shake in a state that didn't really hate the mentally subnormal.
Yes.
Stuff.
It's like that, but it has a brown,
Where did you get that stuff at to mail it?
Gypsy had that all set up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had that already all set up. So she had more than one of those to use. She put it in two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gypsy
And
did
then
fucking
so she put it in
everything
there.
save for the stabbing.
And here's the thing: fire is so cheap and easy. The amount of people who leave easily destroyable things as like keepsakes or mementos, or they just don't give a fuck and they just leave the bloody clothes in their wardrobe or whatever. Like even in like cases where people go out of their way to like break down a gun and like, because the one I was just watching one where the dude was like, yeah, after I killed the whoever, I knew somebody who had a machine shop, so I tore the gun apart, threw all the pieces in a lake all over the place, and I had the dude melt the barrel down. And I was like, kind of smart, but also stupid, because the barrel did get melted. The cops found the rest of the pieces in the lake. Why not melt the whole fucking thing?
Right. Do it all.
Like, if I hit someone with my car, I wouldn't, like, melt down the gas pedal. I'd be like, gotcha. Like, what?
Did you write your address or she write your
She
address?
wrote it down. I have no idea that good of
Oh, yeah. David, what's his name? We did him, I think, after my father.
Okay.
He does
So
give off
she
that
write-
same sort of vibe.
Oh,
Whereas,
that
like-
guy. I remember.
Yeah, Kevin Davis.
Kevin Davis.
Where he killed his mom, and he's like, yeah, I just figured, like, I tried strangling her with a cord and everything. Same vibe. Yeah, you're right.
The address on it, and then you guys mail it to your house.
Yep.
Okay. Whose idea was that?
Well, it was actually both of ours because we were thinking about like getting rid of it permanently over time.
Okay.
Over time. Permanently
That's
over
the thing
time.
that happens, too, is, like, people using the mail to send themselves or other people evidence. Mm-hmm. I forget which case it was, and it was, like, balls banana crazy, where, like, and maybe it was Letitia Stout. Somebody sent, like, a box of evidence to someone they were related to, and they said, destroy this for me.
Oh, good.
And their relation, whoever they were, not being a complete idiot, goes, whoa, check this out, cops, because I don't want to catch a charge for nothing. Hello?
And so you mail it to your house, and who gets it out of the mail? You, her, or your mom, or
Someone
I
else?
must have taken it, getting it. He didn't know if that's what it was.
what did he do with it?
He just told me that Pepsi said to me, and she would walk upstairs with it, and everything was fine.
Okay, they didn't even have a clue.
Yeah,
Okay. And so did you take the knife out of the package, or did you leave it in the package?
leave it in the package.
And then, so you guys decided, oh, we'll hide it in the closet?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so where did you hide it at in the closet?
Are there just places in America where things just don't exist? Like, and by that I mean, like, is there no place you could put this knife, right? You had to mail it to yourself. Like, even the people who put it in, like, a garbage can or whatever and it ends up at a dump, like, I get that because they can say, well, hypothetically, it's somewhere. Like the guy who melted down the barrel, that was the only part they couldn't find. I mean, it wouldn't, a lot of these cases, it doesn't feel like it would be too much to kickflip it into reasonable doubt and they never bring charges because as long as you don't say, yeah, I did X, Y, and Z, they can say he admitted to it. It's like when they charge you with murder when they don't have a body.
Yeah.
Or they say, well, he admitted to burning the gun or losing the knife or doing whatever. We never found it, but he did say this, that, or the other. It doesn't, like, a lot of these make it or break it things don't seem like criminal genius. You just have to, as long as you know that the identifying components aren't there, as long as you don't tie yourself directly to them, they can't go like,
Yeah.
could you tell us if you did?
The wheelchair decided to hide it.
Oh, damn.
Here.
While she was dead.
It's in the deep corner. I'm trying to see if I can think of my.
Okay, how about this? Like, I'm looking at your, let's say me and you are standing here looking at that, and that's your closet.
Okay. It would be in the deep right corner
Okay.
of the closet.
So if I'm in your closet, it would go deep right corner, like that. Okay. Is it still in the package? The package not open?
Yep.
Okay. And, what do you mean, like, right before you came here? So did something happen to make you want to move it from one spot to another?
Yeah, so I thought it was not safe where it was.
Okay, so where was it the first time?
The first time it was just on top of one of my shelves in the closet.
Okay.
Yeah, so when it was up there, it was unsafe. I put it down,
Totally safe.
felt a lot better.
And it was visible, so that's what made me want to move it.
Okay, and so you just moved it back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now why not take it to any place in the wilderness, a body of water, anywhere, literally anywhere? Why not take the thing that can tie you explicitly, the smoking gun, if you will, of this case, that can tie you irrevocably to the murder of Dee Dee, along with your obvious confession? Why not ever get rid of it? Why not toy with the idea of getting rid of it? Why not pretend to get rid of it? Why not throw it in the garbage and hope that it gets spirited away to a dump?
Right.
Why not anything at all? Why not take it out of the package that has presumably your handwriting to your address on it?
Kevin Davis, Melissa, was we did him. He was like an African American kid.
No, I think
Is he African American?
no. I think his dad was from the Middle East. It doesn't matter. Moral of the story is he was on the spectrum. He was like either autistic or like he was somewhere on there.
Yeah.
And he like said that he wanted to die and all this other stuff. And he told his mom he wanted to commit suicide. But I guess in the 11th hour, he decided to kill her. So you can see it on this channel. He tried strangling her. He hit her in the head with a hammer, and he scrambled her brains up
Yeah, he
with
was
his
messing
fingers
with
and
her
a
brains.
knife.
Yeah.
And then, did other things to her. But
Yeah.
ooh.
So you did that. So what did you guys do with your clothes?
Damn, like, why are you so...
She didn't really have to worry about anything with hers because none got on her.
Okay.
And she was naked when she cleaned up. So
I haven't even washed my clothes yet.
Okay. You haven't even washed them?
No.
Where are they at?
They're in my bedroom still.
In your bedroom?
Yeah, they're in a big box. I labeled evidence for the police, a la Nancy Brophy,
Yes.
with the knife, the ghost gun, the bloody clothes, and my confession.
not the sliding barrel
What
though.
kind of duffel bag do you have? Can we talk about that already? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Okay. So the
You're not worried about doubling back like we've been doing? Like, now's the time you're like, oh boy, woo, that would have been stupid.
clothes is still in the duffel bag in the bedroom? Okay. And your shoes are in your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you guys just wear these
So what
clothes
happened next?
on the bus ride? Do you change or?
We did change. I mean, each day, since I had the 3 days worth of clothes, I did change each day.
All right, I mean, let's be real. We've gotten past the murder. He's already said it. There's not much more we can learn. We know he's rotting away the rest of his life.
Yeah.
This is just a hat on a hat. So,
Which watching this just makes me feel that much more bad for him that he is sitting in jail.
and just think like a person who's just gullible could get thrown into the system like that and just spirited away like behind a concrete fart wall for the rest of your life. And, obviously, that's the thing. Like, we can get... This is a case where I feel like we can talk about spirit of the law versus letter of the law. Because this definitely feels like spirit, or sorry, letter. When when the detective is harping on the getaway driver in the bank robbery scenario, they're really hammering on the spirit, because they say in the spirit of the law, we want, crimes not to go unpunished. So we can say, well, the spirit of the law means the bank robbery, punishment, getaway driver, maybe there's extenuating circumstances, maybe because, the getaway driver could just be the put upon every man.
Right.
So you can say spirit versus letter. Whereas the letter would say you both acted in concert and you both are going to fry. Mm-hmm. And that's what it does suck about this, because it's not a science. If a municipality wants to be really hard against the mentally subnormal, they'll throw them in jail for the rest of their lives and let their skag ex-girlfriends run around making cameo videos.
Right.
Hooray.
And it's, I feel like had the circumstances not been how they were with her growing up, she would still be in jail. Like, she has that sympathy
she
aspect.
Wouldn't have snapped. Like, that's the thing. It's like we could say, well, this, and this didn't happen. It doesn't matter. We're living in a situation where all of that did, and it's not so much like justice necessarily, because you say, well, justice was served because, Gypsy did what she was ascribed to do, and he is doing the same. But I don't know. It's fucked. It's fucked. That's why I hate this. I hate everybody who likes Gypsy. I hate everybody who follows Gypsy on whatever social media she may still have or not.
Yeah.
There are so few cases that we get to sort of revel in this disgusting aspect of humanity where, because what other criminal or infamous person did something like this, comes out and then gets fawned over by a bunch of thirsty simps online?
Right. No, nobody. Like, no.
It feels so like old, like ancient Rome, where it's like, well, that got off scot-free. Now they get to be a hero, even though they're
They did all the thing. Like, they did everything save for the actual murder.
And it's not like Rock Hudson or not Rock Hudson. What's his name? There was an actor who went, he killed someone in a fight or whatever. And that was one thing where he did his time, it was a fight and it wasn't premeditated or whatever, and came out and had a second act in life as an actor and so on and so forth.
Mm.
It wasn't premeditated killing a family member, let alone a mom.
Right.
Yeah, rappers do it all the time, I guess, but I don't know. It depends. That's another weird genre of true crime too, because there are some crimes that carry weight in rap, but DaBaby, his crimes, he's just a fucking skag who ripped dudes off, and maybe there was whatever. We can get into. There's footage of that out there too, but I don't want to get into it right now, and I don't want to talk about Ninja Turtles anymore necessarily tonight. So that's it. That's all we got for you. That was mine and Krista's anniversary stream.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that. We got a little railroaded right there with the Godejohn. Poor Nick. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. Next Wednesday, we'll have some more opportunities for you to get your name up there in lights, possibly. But yeah, that's it. I will catch you on another episode of FOB Radio. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Read.
For the try to
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.